office.
Good morning to all. Vivek Mehta from Opal.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Manoj Bhai, Punitji has joined. Nidhi and Punitji and other speakers.
Nidhi is here. Punitji will join later.
Okay.
Later, yeah.
Hello.
Nidhi join. Nidhi will join, so we can start the program.
Okay, sir. Very welcome, dear ROMA members and distinguished guests. A warm welcome to Happy 2021. Yes, sir.
Mukesh bhai, we'll have the
Mukesh bhai, 1 minute.
This thing. We'll have the deep prajwalan and then we'll start the program. Okay.
Okay.
1 minute. From before starting, we'll have the deep prajwalan program, and then we can do the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Very good. Very good.
Yeah. So we are starting our program with the deep prajwalan.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ
I request my President Mukesh bhai to start this program by giving the welcome speech.
Yes.
Sir, a small request to every members. Please switch off the cameras. So only the Mukesh bhai can, we can see only Mukesh bhai, please. That's a small request.
Good suggestion, Vipul. So good start to Shetty.
Yeah. Haji.
Can I start?
Yeah, you can start. Yeah. Yeah. Most welcome. Yeah.
Dear ROMA members and distinguished guests, very warm welcome and wishing you all a trying to share about your lovely blessing. ROMA 2021. You would like to blessings. ROMA has become India's biggest and world's third largest roto and witnessing an excellent growth in the last 1 decade. Industry performance is taken care by Mr. LK Singh in his speech to follow. Dear ROMA members, I'm delighted to welcome you all to Roto Molding Association, ROMA, and an overwhelming response from you friends across the industry. Roto Molding industry is right in the from its day of inception. Within a period of 1 year, we have received more than 107 fully paid membership enrollments. This is an extremely good start for ROMA. ROMA has been conceived and formed by a team of passionate members of the Indian roto molding industry on the fundamentals of democratic, transparent approach and towards the benefit of the industry. The association is already on a steady path towards success with active participation by all the members, particularly the founding governing council and executive committee. Has been reviewed and well appreciated by overseas roto molders, suppliers, and associations. Each and nation live up to one and pause. First, we thank very committed president of the executive committee cause will be and programs for the industry. We will endeavoring industry on several activities and wholesome development. I wish Roma and the automobile industry all the very best and look forward to a great participation, members and success to year ahead. Over.
Mukesh bhai, your voice is not clear. It's not audible clearly.
Oh, I thought that it was pretty clear. Anyway, should I redo my welcome?
I thought it was done.
It is done, sir. It's done. Let's
Okay,
begin the
okay.
thing, sir. Welcome everyone, and still welcome everyone again. So, Setiji, let's start the program, which is more important rather than
Yeah.
my speech.
Now, I request LK Singh, I request LK Singh, our vice chairman, to give the overview about the today's program and the Roma activity during the complete year. I request LK Singh sir to come on time.
Hello, friends, respected dignitaries, and dear Roma friends. Namaste. On behalf of Roma, I wish you all a very happy, healthy, and prosperous new year of 2021. As you may be aware, Roma is an association of, by, and for the automotive industry of India and overseas. Roma is registered with the Register of Companies, Mumbai, as a non-profit entity. Roma has been formed on the basic foundation of principles of joint mutual cooperation, fairness, and transparency. Since inception, in Roma, we have crossed many milestones. As the President Mukesh Bhai just said, we have made many new achievements, working hard toward the betterment of the roto industry. Roto molding industry is witnessing a robust growth in tank and non-tank sectors. I'm pleased to make a very brief report for the last decade of 2010 to 2020. This has been really an excellent progress, leaving the industry to grow faster. Roto molding sector shifted from tank to non-tank business quite fast. In the 90s, when it ended, it was 10% of 90% tanks to 10% non-tank, to now 65% of tanks and 35% of non-tank, which is growing very fast. But both sectors are growing very fast simultaneously, posting healthy figures, growing at a faster rate of 12 to 15%, and industry consumption of polymer consumption is all-time high, crossed 160,000 tons, and possibly including some recycled materials, which is very good for the year 2020. Major contributors are domestic resin suppliers and producers, and few overseas suppliers, and of course from resin suppliers, but mainly it's been Indian scenario throughout. The tank sector witnessed many new entrants, even recently, and the large scale sector, there are large number of very small scale too, but we have some major players like Supreme, Astral, Prince, Sudhakar Pipes, Ashirwad, and many, many more in the last decade. Most of these companies have backward integrated into PVC and CPVC pipe business. This is a very healthy sign for the roto molding industry and the existing big players in roto products, indicating a very bright future ahead. The non-tank sector can be divided into many subsectors. Leading sectors are pharma, material handling, solid waste management, automotive, recreational, road safety, furniture, to speak a few. One of the sectors that is very fast growing in engineering and high-tech solutions is like sewage manholes, inspection chambers, biogas systems, underground water storage tanks, septic tanks, biodigesters, oil and gas separators, for servicing the water treatment and waste disposal of the country. It is a very demanding service, badly required in the country and need of the hour. And a few corporates entering are going to really take this thing forward. The roto molding sector is actually very unique and very promising. And most of the entrepreneurs find it very passionate industry to be associated with. It is very easy to create, modify, change products and so on. And I believe it is one of the least data logged industry in the plastic processing sector. Indian polymer industry has been growing very fast in the last decade. This industry witnessed and was involved in many revolutions, like the digital revolution, farm to retail revolution, the green revolution, the milk industrialization, and many others. India has a very large skilled young manpower, adding a great advantage to the growth of the economy. China being considered now a non-preferred source of supply, which gives India a big edge, and of course to the roto molding industry. In the last decade, retail sector, infrastructure, lifestyle, road safety, material handling, and automotive have really grown at a very rapid pace. And to cope up with these sectors, there is a huge demand that is produced in India. Many roto molders witnessed multiple growth, and many expanded into custom roto molding sector, with their turnover and profits increasing multifold. They added high output, better technologies, efficient machines, developed quality products, developed skilled manpower, and added to multiple processing units. Compared to other polymer processing sectors, the Indian roto molding market witnessed far better margin in products like road barriers for NHAI, airports, metro, waste bins for municipal corporations, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan for school furnitures, that was used in Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, manholes for sewage treatment, fuel tanks for commercial vehicles like Ashok Leyland, Tata, Eicher, Tafe, New Holland, John Deere, Volvo, JCB, and there's a lot more bright future ahead of us. Pharma I didn't mention, but it's very good. During the COVID time, we did wonders. We contributed by many products to the sector, whether it was the hospital beds or whether it was stretcher and the cabinets or whatever. And most of the roto molding industry during the COVID lockdown have been working for granted permission as an important industry. The tank sector also developed and evolved. It was single layer 10 years ago, and now it is 100% multi-layer. Most tanks are at least 2 layers. The foam layer tanks are actually insulated with 4-layer products. And also the recycled products are used in inner or outer layer, the inner layer being the food grade. On the raw material front, the custom molded products needed high performance polymers in comparison to tanks. The resin suppliers have addressed the need, and now a wide variety of roto molding materials are available in the fuel, XLP, metallocene grades for toy pre-colored powders. LLDP powders are very, very popular in India now and being used much more and more faster. They are converting from the self-process they used to extrude and pulverize, and they're slowly getting onto the powders for special applications. Now the roto molders have a variety of resin choices available to suit specific applications. Better resin selection to give better value addition, to improve and enhance ESCR property, the tensile, stiffness, impact properties. Further additive industry has also given a great support to the roto sector, offering better quality of carbon black master batch, UV, antioxidants, anti-stats, molecular compactors, and what have you. Butane has been the preferred choice so far for water tanks, but when you get to 7,000, 10,000 liter, Hexane and octane are getting more popular in ranges from 7,000 to maybe 25,000 liters for better mechanical properties and thin gauge. Hexane, octane, XLP, PP are preferred choices for chemical tanks and diesel storage tanks, and some other applications. Addition of extra antioxidants, secondary or primary, for large size tanks to take care of thermal and photo degradation. Also, while using the recycled material, ensuring UV stability again is very challenging point, where the end users now today are asking from UV4 earlier to now UV20 or UV16, depending on the use of the tanks or products. Faster densification, faster bubble removal is need of the hour for better productivity and quality. Pre-colored, ready-to-use powder is going to be popular for far better results. Use of expanded polythene foam is growing, and we have our members who are offering this material, and these are good for heat insulation and high rigidity. Size of the powder is also playing a very vital role. From coarse powders with 35 mesh is supposed to give us a better results. For some of the products, cryogenic pulverizing is a must, and that is now available from PP, ABS, nylon, EVA, etc. The recycling is very important, and catching up is a very important part. A substantial part is being used. Whilst the standard methods of quality checks are being put in place, ROMA has been, as a committee, working on this and trying to play a role and help BIS set up standards for this. The unclassified sourced recycled material pose many processing challenges to the processing industry and the end user. Associations and customers and forums are playing a vital role in getting together to form standards and to propagate the use of recycled material properly. Many conferences, seminars are being organized by ROMA and other methods being put up, and also working with BIS to set up standards. Till such time the standards are in place, the recycled materials are posing, of course, a concern to the environmentalists and the government and consumers today. There is a threat perceived from the quality of tanks, health, hygiene standards. Sterilization is must, and must be done for all BIS and non-BIS water tanks, especially on the inner side. Automation and closed oven, better heat control, and rapid production are the new large oven machines are the requirement of the day and very popular. They are shifting from, well, in the last 10 years, they have more shifted from manually fabricated molds to now CNC machine molds and so on. And also from simple machines to now getting to more sophisticated machines. Of course, it is difficult to be precise in quoting the material consumption figures, as there is no HSN code. We are giving some estimates for consumption of changes in the last 10 years, in 2010 to 2020. Tons to now 180,000 tons. Not prime, is all the material. Recycled material probably has gone from 30 to 100,000 tons. Imported material was 1,000 tons to now 10,000 tons almost. There are no exports to finished goods to China. And I'm giving material consumed in toy and roto recreational market of 100 to 400,000 tons. Infrastructure from 3 to 10,000 tons. I'm sorry, toy recreation is 1 to 40,000 tons. And auto industry, I think 3 to 13,000 tons and growing. The underground tank market is 0 to 5,000 tons in the last 10 years. Custom has gone from under 1,000 to 4,000 tons. Material handling from 2 to 75,000 tons. Export of products from 3 to maybe 200,000 tons. I cannot help but stress that infrastructure projects are and will be generating a very high demand for the rotomolding in smart cities, states, national highways, expressways, railways, metros, bullet trains, and what have you. Further new growth are going to be generated in states like Assam, Telangana, Andhra, Odisha, Northeast, Chhattisgarh states. The Clean India Mission, the Namami Ganga project, The Kumbh Melas are also generating very large demands, and they will continue to do more demands in the very near future. High emission norms set by Government of India, generating new businesses, opportunities in the commercial sector, has seen a big growth of the road molding industry. The Bharat emission norms for commercial vehicles, generating new potential for diesel fuel tanks, canopy, urea tanks, and so on, AdBlue tanks, and so on, are all great potential for roto molding industry that is growing now and is likely to grow much more in the future. In addition, we must discount the fact that Indian roto molding industry supports the industries in Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia. A substantial number of machine molds, manpower, resins, additives are consumed there. So we could say it's a consumption in India, though not really finished products in India. We sincerely request you all to work for the proper design, proper quality, competitive pricing of your products for better future. With this diversity of region in India and a big market, everyone has a great chance and a great potential to grow. I'm not going to go much further detail in this. We have many more interesting leaders, industry leaders, to be giving their views for the last decade. But I will say that Indian roto molding sector does great opportunities to entrepreneurs, students, designers in India and the Indian subcontinent. Industry is very interesting future, and I would like my learned colleagues and leaders now to present their views. I thank you all very much. Jai Hind. Over to Sethi ji.
Yeah, thank you, LK sir. Very well. Yeah, good afternoon, honorable guests, respected speakers, and my dear friend. I am delighted to welcome you all on today's very interesting interactive session with international and national world-class industry leaders, and also wishing you a very happy new year. I would like to highlight our ROMA activity during last 1 year and also like to present our new upcoming projects in coming this year. As you all aware that we have started our journey in the month of November 2019 by conducting first inaugural summit with technical seminar at New Delhi. It was witnessed by top industry leaders, CEO, and with 120 plus members. This event turned out to be a making revolution beginning of roto molding industry in India. Our second event was held at Mumbai along with the Plastic Vision 2020 in the month of February 2020. It was a great successful event witnessed by 140 plus participants all over the world. After March, lockdown started and we could not conduct the scheduled conferences which were planned for Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Coimbatore, and different part of India. We have started conducting our live webinar for our members and roto molding industry. So far, we have conducted 19 successful webinars and called all experts from international and national speakers, well-known speakers who are expert in their field. We have covered almost all the topics starting from the basic of roto molding, raw material, machineries, products, molds, aluminum cast molds, extrusions, soap floor management, quality control, and many more technical topics were covered. We are also working towards the growth of the new roto molding technology and in India. As you know, our ROMA team last 1 year could not do much activity due to the lockdown. We are not able to conduct the seminars, a webinar, and with the projects which we have planned. So I request all FGC board and members to extend 1 year tenure to the working executive committee to complete the old projects and the new projects, and also request new members to come forward and join ROMA team in various committee to upgrade the roto molding industry. I hope all FGC board members and members will consider this extension of tenure. I would like to present our upcoming projects for this year. We are going to conduct various webinars and seminars different vaccination. We will start working seminar in the part of country. We are going to work on the BIS tank. Our BIS tank committee is working hard to review the BIS Indian tank standards. We already submitted the revised draft with the help of Dr. Mahajan and Mr. Manoj Patria for revision of specification of IS 12701. The draft is already in the proposal has been sent to the BIS committee, and soon they will call us for the discussion. We are also working with the underground tanks for their BIS standard drafts. So for that also our BIS team is working on this thing, and hopefully it will be a revolution for the Indian roto molders for changing the draft. Our ROMA technical team committee is also working to set standards for the automotive parts with the ARI and various metal handling products with the different organizations like IIP and other institutes, government institutes and CPETs. This year we are also working on the skill development program. That is the dream of our Prime Minister Modi ji. So we are working on this thing with the industry people. Hope this will be very useful for our roto molding industry in India, and all vendors will be benefited this thing. I am happy to announce that we are the largest roto molding association in India and the third largest roto molding association in India. We have just completed the 1 year, and the new renewal things are there. Within a 1 month time, we have again got a renewal of 100+ members, and counting is on. This year we have target almost 200 members, and maybe in coming years we will be the largest roto molding association in the world. So I request all the members, non-members who so far they have not made the membership, they requested to become a member for this organization and take benefit of this thing. We have also started the global membership drive, and very good response from the lot of global players. They are interested to become a ROMA member. Some of them already become the member of our organization, and in future, in coming years, a lot of other different countries people, they will come and join us to upgrade our ROMA activity. Our special membership packages are already in the website, so you can avail this facility. We have extended with the heavy demand with our members. We have extended our date till 31st Jan 2021. They can take the special membership for the renewal as well as the new members packages. At this junction, I would like to thank Mr. Jinu Joseph. He is the chief editor of Modern Plastic India. He has been appointed the group editor for the Plastic Global Network with effect of January 2020. We congratulations, thanks to him. Definitely, it will be helpful. He's also our honorary member, and we'll jointly work together with him and do a lot of activities for the not only the national, it will for the international level. Soon, I request Mr. Jinu Joseph, he can give in presentation what are the benefits which we are going to get in the for the roto molding industry in India. I thanks to all our sponsors. As you know that we have got a lot of activities that you all are aware of. Our website is on. Our sponsorship programs are also there. You can have your business promotion program and avail the different facilities for that one. Different packages are available for the sponsor for the webinars as well as the seminars. I thank at this stage. I thank all our as you know that I thanks to our all sponsors who are all in last year they have given our support for the sponsoring all the webinars and the things. I request all the sponsors they should upgrade and renew their sponsorship program for this year also, and support us for the upgrading the roto molding industry in India. Our next webinar will be held on 23rd June and 23rd January, and it will be presented by Mr. S.R. Devnath, SCJ Master Base Delhi. They will going to present the webinar. So request all the members, you can save the date for our next webinar. Now today is the most important topic, that the opportunities and challenges in 2020. As you all know, the roto molding industry in India is in a development phase. After COVID-19 and the new year's 2000, a lot of new opportunities are coming for the roto molding industry, especially in the healthcare products, hygiene products, metal handling products, underground manual chambers, infrastructure products, and other products. Mr. L.K. Singh has already given the detailed things where the lot of opportunities for the Indian roto molders to come forward and do the activity. Now, this is the time that the lot of foreign companies are also interested to work with the Indian company. So Indian roto molders should be ready to take this opportunity. It is the right time for Indian roto molder to enter in a big way to cater local and global market. Now you must be eager to hear from our industry leaders' voice for today's topic, challenges and opportunity in coming years. So we'll start our program. That is a very interactive program with the leaders' voice. They are going to give what are the challenges and opportunities we are going to face in this coming years. On these things, first of all, I would like to call Nidhi ji to come on the dais and give their presentation. She's the well-known person in the plastic field. She's the director of Elite Plus Business Services, Mumbai. I request Nidhi ji to come and give your views. Nidhi ji, over to Nidhi ji.
Sethi ji, thank you. Am I audible and visible both?
Yeah, now you're audible.
I am. Okay. Okay. Dear friends, I'm extremely thrilled to be in your gracious presence in this interactive session of our roto molding industry, which is very dear to me personally and my team at Elite Plus. I feel, with everyone's permission, to be a part of the founding members, as I clearly remember the 2 days of our injection blow roto and PT molding summit on 6th and 7th July 2018 at the Grand Hyatt Mumbai, where the founding stones of ROMA were laid together. Prestigious members, since all of you are actually roto molding experts in your own right, I will leave the foresights of the roto sector to my senior expert speakers. I, on my behalf, will like to share a few thoughts about our economy and our plastic industry on whole. My thoughts have evolved after speaking to leaders across the countries from all sectors, including policymakers, resin producers, converters, and most important, the brand owners. The Insights with Nidhi Verma series, with video links which we did in the lockdown, gave me this stupendous opportunity to understand my own industry better. A rear view assessment of the pandemic dented 2020 highlights many paradigms. Before the pandemic hit, our economy already was not doing well. The rate of GDP growth had sunk to more than 10-year low of 4.2% in 19. The outbreak pushed the global economy into a state of delay. With the main priority rightly being the limitation of the spread of the virus, the developed economies adapted to becoming digital economies. With the pandemic weighing heavily on economic activities and consumer sentiment, the unprecedented contraction of the demand has driven realities of 2020, hitting almost all sectors like never before, mainly trade, hotels, transports, including aviation, communication and services related to broadcasting, and physical congregation, including my summits, followed by construction, mining, quarrying, and manufacturing. Agriculture, the primary source of livelihood for about 50% of Indians, had a bountiful harvest, and we thank Almighty for that. That was one of the few bright spots. Overall, if we track India's trajectory in fight of the pandemic, I think we fared fairly well. PM Modi's leadership, including the timely decisions, medical spectrum management, well-coordinated lockdown phase, transition into the unlock phase slowly in a systematic manner, hands-on, and maintaining the communication with 130 crore Indian population is indeed exemplary and is being lauded worldwide. Economic indicators are showing green shoots. The GST registering a positive year-on-year growth of about 10.2%, cargo traffic volumes registering 1.23% growth year-on-year, domestic aviation passengers increasing. It will all gather up to reduce the GDP contraction, which I pray and hope does not increase the double digit. First, a little view of our construction industry. In India, it includes the real estate as well as the urban segment development. The real estate sector, housing, retail, office, hospitality, and commercial, suffered a historic collapse. Urban development, still, which is under the government, will pick up speed faster. The infrastructure sector now has become the core focus of government. Highway, energy, infrastructure, roads, ports, airports, railways, as LK mentioned in his speech. Government's policy to increase the private sector participation will indeed now prove to be a boon for the infra industry. The Smart City project has attracted domestic and international players, and SEBI has recently approved the Real Estate Investment Trust platform, which will allow the kind of investment which has not been seen in the real estate sector earlier. With the Indian government recently boosting the National Infrastructure Plan, NIP popularly called, and announcing the Affordable Rental Housing Complex scheme, it will renew the push towards Atmanirbharta Bharat slogan of our Prime Minister. A combination of all these factors and also the global scramble to move supply lines away from China will drive India's construction industry in 2021. Now a peek into the automotive sector. Auto industry had been in a down cycle before COVID also. India is the world's first largest auto market in the passenger and commercial vehicles categories. In 2020, the two-wheelers and the passenger vehicles, specifically the small and the mid-sized cars, dominated the domestic Indian auto market, accounting for about 81% and 13% market share respectively. Also, the combined sales was about 20 million vehicles in 2020. The small and the mid-car segments and the two-wheelers will continue to show a robust growth, auguring well for consumption of demand as people will prefer the private versus the public transport going forward. The heavy vehicles and the commercial vehicles showed a slowdown. The domestic tractors, on the other side, had a 7% year-on-year growth, with a company like Escorts showing stupendous results, auguring well for the rural demand. The petrol and the diesel prices have gone on an all-time high. I think Delhi recorded day before the highest price ever seen. EV has been the buzzword around for some time, but the battery technology is still very expensive, which makes the cost of acquisition of the electric vehicles still high. The charging infrastructure in India is a long way to go. Hyundai, MG Motors, Mercedes and Tata Motors have already launched their EV vehicles, and the sales of about two-wheelers was about 1.6 lakhs in 20. Still a long way to go. And now our industry, the plastic industry, which I'm so proud to be a part of. It has stepped up and shown its true colors during the time of the crisis. The unpopular savior, plastics, plays undisputed role in COVID-19 fight. Broadly, the growth of the polymers then. PP had grown about 17%, both BOPP and the cast films in Q3. Polyethylene, a staggering 21%. PVC, double digit. All good to go. Almost 6 to 10 rupees premium going on between grades for both PE and PP, mainly because of packaging. The delta between LDPE and LLDP is hovering around rupees 35. Some of the crackers in the Middle East are still shut down, impacting imports from Middle East and Singapore. I think the situation will become okay by March, as my talk with few traders has shown. In the blow molding sector, the sanitizers, especially the 1 liters and above, and the vegetable oils were the two main areas that have shown growth and will continue showing growth. Not only hand sanitizers, but the new product categories that have grown, like vegetable sanitizer and clothes disinfectant. Never heard of them earlier or never used them earlier. Nutraceuticals, the demand has grown sufficiently. The volumes will be very low, but the requirement will go. Of course, LD and PP, that are the main ingredients there. Another blow molding application, liquid pesticides, has shot up. PTT also grew significantly, especially for the small sanitizers less than 500 ml. Now coming to injection molding, in medical disposables, syringes, they will continue growing because of the vaccine requirement that is all getting collated at the Pune airport for given to all the Indians shortly. In injection molding, used in long stems for the swabs used for COVID, will show consistent increase. The home appliances, the growth has been 16%. Washing machines, refrigerators, microwaves, vacuum cleaners, all have shown robust growth and will continue to do so. The furniture segment of injection molding has not gone up and does not seem to be going up soon. Another area of injection molding, engineering plastics for electronics, mobiles, laptops has grown up. With all of us working from home currently and for little time further, the requirement for these applications of electronics will still be robust further. And now coming to extrusion. The fiber and the filament in the hygiene products has grown up. The masks, the PPE kits, medical gowns, all of them. For masks, people actually installed over capacity. About, I think, more than 80 lines have been installed. Unfortunately, after the initial months till July, the demand has gone down. It has not staggered. People now are going more for cotton blended fashion type of masks, which actually go well with their dresses and are a little more comfortable to wear. Raffia has grown 17 to 18%, mainly in the food, cement, and fertilizers area. Cement, not so much as food and fertilizers, will continue showing a growth. The pipe sector, of which my vinyl conference heavily depends on, has shown extremely good growth because of the agri growth linked to it. The PVC demand is huge. Even for the pharma packaging, the demand is robust there. Huge shortage of PVC. I think it's hovering around $1,500, which is unforeseen. 150 price difference between PE and PVC, unheard of. Now coming to the star of the time, flexible packaging. I remember in our August 19 Flexible Packaging Summit, where the whole 2 days, the entire world flexible packaging industry leaders who were all present at my summit were mulling over how to facelift flexible packaging with all the bans being put left, right, center. The much vilified scapegoat, SUP, the most visible symbol of everything that is wrong with the linear make, use, and dispose model. We were the culprits. Cut to March 20. Plastics, especially SUP, proved to get accepted as the warrior and the savior. Not only the material, but the applications and the entire industry, our plastic fraternity, which put their best foot forward to work in the unprecedented conditions to deliver, and deliver we did. Plastic packaging has seen fantastic demand. Capacity addition, mainly in the Western region, has gone up to 20%. People have put on a lot of lines recently, and the effect will come in the coming months in the market. Our industry strong hygiene were what the world wanted, and they wanted it urgently. Versatile, affordable, and ubiquitous, the quintessential foundation of most medical requirements and non-medical plastic packaging. In medical, every machine, every piece of medical care equipment, hospital bed, examination, scope and tool had a component made of plastic. Plastics have been essential to keep hospitals running and protecting our frontline workers during the pandemic and further. They have proven to be the bedrock of medical equipment, protective gear, and the entire medical lineup. They are even at the heart of innovating cross-industry collaborations to combat the virus. The luxury auto brand Ferrari, for instance, produced the thermoplastic components needed for the respiratory valves, while Apple designed plastic face shields for medical professionals and was shipping millions and millions of them across the United States. We definitely don't mind working with Apple and Ferrari, do we? We provided all components for ventilators, bottles, lids, visors, IV tube connectors, thermometers, anesthesia machines, syringes, insulin pens, catheters. Both reduce the risk of patient infection and help streamline operations by lifting the burden of sterilization, from antibacterial vinyl flooring in hospitals to the cleaning equipment. My elder brother was actually a member of the core team in Delhi who did guide the government on the steps to be taken. Single-use surgical gloves, aprons, PPE suits, masks, face shields manufacturing, clinical waste bins, liners, recycling sags have now become a new normal. And then after medical, the main application, the food packaging, protecting our food and keeping it fresh, reducing contamination and waste. Single-use plastic bags providing sanitary and convenient way to carry our stuff. Hopefully, they were greater than the 50 micron. Especially plastic packaging is extremely important to secure the functioning of our supply chains for our food and other essential goods that could have been broken during the crisis. SUP products are the sanitary choice, and they have proven very rightly to be so. The lifestyle changes are creating a new normal as the consumer-based demand for frozen, dairy, packaged food has risen by approximately 30%. Products such as supermarket trays, egg cartons take off as people eat at home more. Eateries and other shops have returned to using plastics for home delivery. Takeaways, the new norm, mostly arrive in disposable, often plastic containers. And then e-commerce. My mother, who never ordered even a food package in her lifetime, is ordering everything online now. She's 77 years old. With additional layers of packaging to ensure that everything is delivered and safe, and sanitary conditions, the level of plastic consumption has gone up exponentially. Even if we shop for our vegetables, even a banana, we prefer it shrink wrapped. If I'm sending some halwa that I make after my puja to my 8th floor neighbors, it will be shrink wrapped in a bowl. Never unheard of. And then comes the most important factor, recycling. The 129 billion face masks and 65 billion pairs of plastic gloves that we are using every month. The focus on recycling and sustainability is back again. The Maharashtra government has imposed that every packaging should have at least 20% of recyclable material. There are few instances where our Maharashtra police have already started imposing fines for the same. But I hope the government will remember now that as we are hurled towards a worldwide recession, affordability and the ease of use also will provoke a subconscious shift in attitudes of consumers, with affordability and ease of using influencing purchasing decisions rather than environmental conditions being top of their mind. The circular economy for plastics will continue. We as an industry are always behind it, but the onus has to be with everyone, the users as well as the brand owners. The irresponsible discarding of plastic waste will have to stop. The pandemic has shown that under pressure and under requirement, the consumer behavior changes to whatever the need of the hour is. We can remain at home for months together. So why can't the government implement with a strong hand mandatory consumer behavior requirements for segregation of plastic waste and littering instead of banning our industry? The recycling industry will be an industry which will open the doors for a lot of youth and a lot of unemployed in India. Our industry has converted adversity into an opportunity with the complete face change of 180 degrees from being a devil to becoming a hero. Incredible and amazing job that our industry veterans have done, entire industry has done in the pandemic. Our industry needs to be classified as a key part of the national infrastructure. The VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, all will remain. COVID-induced disruption on growth trajectory will emerge over coming quarters, but hopefully we will all be resiliently and relatively back. With that, a pat on our back, all of us, for being a part of this wonderful industry. I'm going to thank each and every one of you for all your love, all your support that you've given us all the years behind and hopefully in the future. We are going to get into physical conferences, hopefully June afterwards, and going to connect with each one of you to see the convenience and how the environmental comes. We are now going to require encouragement of all. And with that, I hand over to Sethiji. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Nidhi. It's a wonderful presentation. It's an eye-catching presentation for all us that what are the futures and things are there for the upcoming 2020. Not only the roto molding, you're given the complete detail things about the plastic industry, which is going for the 2021. Thank you, Nidhi. Now I request our next speaker, Mr. Chandu Shah. He's the managing director of Cantinus Kenya, and he's a well-known personality globally for the roto molding industry, and he's the supporter from the inception of the ROMA. I request Chandu Bhai to please give our blessings and give your opinion about the coming year. Chandu Bhai.
Mr. Shetty, thank you very much for inviting me. You are all my dear friends for a very, very long time. You have taught me all about roto molding. It gives me very great pleasure to be with you, to hear all our dear friends speak about where we were, where we have come to, where we are heading. I think the very fact that you have been able to get together leaders of the industry from not only India, from other parts, and have the various suppliers of materials, of technology, of knowledge to join you in this new organization is quite an achievement on your part, and you have all a very good reason to be proud of the great achievement. I have found this particular industry to be like a family. Everybody is willing to share. Everybody is willing to learn from each other. And this is a very great quality, which is not readily found in many of the other industries. Like many, we started as simple tank manufacturers. My background is that of a lawyer. I practiced law for 32 years before starting containers in 1990. Our first technology was from Rototron in America, and before selecting them, I had met quite a number of technology, and today it is now a 30-year-old journey, more or less, and in the process, it has been a continuous learning process. I have attended many of the conferences with you all, and one never stops learning. And that is because there is so much that is going on. The world doesn't stop for us. There is learning in every single area, be it the machines, the processes, the materials, the requirements of different customers. The sky is the limit, literally. And it is in that sense that India has come a long way from being confined to making tanks, to all kinds of sophisticated products that are to be now found in nearly all parts of India. So it has really been a matter of very great joy for me to see how the industry at large has responded to the opportunities that open up. And I believe that the opportunity is just beginning to open up. There are so many areas that still are in need of the help of industry. And these are, in the areas of wash, in the area of wash, for example, rainwater harvesting. There is very little rainwater harvesting being done in India as in Africa. And to me, when I look at any place in India, I hardly see any great deal of rainwater harvesting being undertaken. And yet, in many parts of India, you have 2 rainy seasons. Yes, there are a lot of areas in India where you have only 1 rainy season and very little rain. But I have never forgotten the remarks of a friend of mine in Adelaide, where when I visited him, and this is way back in 91, I saw in his compound, in his house, 4 tanks of 20,000 liters. And my remark must have surprised him, because he said that you are in the driest town of the driest state of the driest continent. And that being so, it is very important for us to harvest every drop that falls. And so that was a great jolt for me, and I realized that yes, it's a great opportunity, but we have yet to really take advantage of the way forward that he was showing. So that applies to India, it applies to Africa. And the other area that I feel needs a lot of help is the agriculture sector. In the same way, rainwater harvesting, other tools for agri-productivity and so on. So then, of course, infrastructure has been emphasized a great deal. But if India can begin to have agriculture productivity raised, that is where a vast majority of the people, perhaps 50% at least, still rely on agriculture. And if their incomes can rise up significantly through productivity and quality rises, and then leading on to agro-processing in a big way, that could also be a transformational situation for India itself, but also for industry, I believe. Suffice for me to say that, the machine manufacturers, the mold makers, the designers, all of them, and now, of course, the suppliers of raw materials have come a long way. My one concern still remains, and that is the use of reprocessed material. I think there is continuously a situation where you hear that people are using reprocessed material to bring price down, compete on price rather than on quality. I think the value proposition is very important. Lifespan of the tank that the consumer is buying should be, providing good value for the money that they are investing. And this is one area where I wish that in making your standards, some thought is given. Ideally, one layer is the best. Black has always been the best with the adequate inclusion of the carbon black. If now that the colored material is available with the longer lifespan, perhaps that can be adopted. But this business of 3 layers and 5 layers and 7 layers is something that I find quite intriguing, and I do not know how the Indian consumer is being led to believe that he is getting better quality. So this is something that I am at a loss to understand. Perhaps industry at large needs to bring out that there is no need for it. I have never ever seen anybody really look inside to see, oh, what is the quality of my water? How many people go up on the tank to see inside? So this business of having white inside and all that, that was used primarily because they didn't want to use compounded material. In the beginning, they just started using white with a little bit of titanium dioxide mixed up. So overall, I think Indian industry has come a long way, and I want to congratulate each of you, the leaders, each of you, the rotational molders. You have made a great start. I have one other additional suggestion, and that is to see how the universities also encourage the young people who come out. You know, we met up some time ago with Sachin, with the BITS people, young students, and they were asked about whether they would become entrepreneurs. This is one area where perhaps, you know, industry could also help startups to come, maybe take a little bit of interest with them, encourage them to go into something more unique. So some little thoughts. And once again, thank you for inviting me to say these few words. I think we need to try and get a few more of the rotomolders, perhaps from African countries, to join. I'll try and see if I can get a few of our people in Kenya to join. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chandu Sahasaptam. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your presentation. And you have given a very good suggestion that we should have the university where definitely ROMA is working on the skill development, and we are associated with CPATE and IPI to do the trainings for our roto molders. So definitely ROMA will take initiative for this skill development and university. We are also working with other organizations also for this. We'll definitely discuss with the people with your suggestion, and your suggestion for making the new members from African countries, that is also welcome. Definitely you should take the initiative and support ROMA by making the international speakers. Now I request Dr. Pradeep Upadhyay. Hello. Haji. No, you can join. Yeah, I called you now. You can come on the live. Yeah. Now, to come on the dais and give the presentation for the next thing. Mr. Pradeep Upadhyay ji is the ex-principal director of and head of CPATE Ahmedabad. He's a well-known personality in the plastic field, and he has done his MSc chemistry from and Masters of Engineering from the New Delhi and PhD in chemistry. So I request Dr. Upadhyay to come and give the views for your coming new year. Dr. Upadhyay.
First of all, good afternoon to all the executive members of ROMA as well as all the members of ROMA. And I'm feeling very much proud to be associated with ROMA for last approximately in a year time. And I found this particular ROMA association is very actively taking part for the growth of plastic industry, especially the executive members like Sethi ji and Manoj ji. They are actively taking part, and especially they have taken a lot of pains as during this COVID also. They are continuously engaging the people through virtual mode and being connected and giving the best utilization of time and getting enriched all the members as far as the technical activities are concerned. And I hope this particular, because this is an association which I found is one of the association who is taking regular basis organizing this webinars for the benefit of plastic industries, for the growth, as well as giving the futuristic market other than roto molding, as LK Singh Saab has already mentioned this particular part in his presentation is widely covered. And you know that this roto molding has a lot of scope in the different areas and which they are exploring time to time. And I hope that particular Roto Industries can best use of their infrastructure and developing new products, which is going to meet the international market as well as our domestic market. I give my best wishes to Roma for their 2 days of programs which are going to plan for today and tomorrow for all the members as well as the fraternity, those who are being involved in this particular part. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Upadhyay, for the very shortcut message for the all plastic industry. Thanks a lot. Now I request Mr. Satish Gokhale from Design Direction. He can give his presentation for the upcoming challenges and opportunities in 2021. Dr. Satish Gokhale.
Good afternoon, everyone, and wish you all a very happy new year. And I'm not a doctor at all, as Sethi ji has mentioned.
Yeah, doctor.
So
yeah,
I'm
you're
just
the doctor.
Humble designer. Yeah. So, I'm not going to talk much and nothing about rotational molding. I think Nidhi has given a very great overview of the entire plastic industry. I just want to say a few things that, this pandemic has really taught all of us not to be complacent. It has caught us unaware. I think that's a lesson which we all need to learn now. This was a great opportunity as designers to rise to occasion. So we had the opportunity, we had several inquiries. We actually designed a full-fledged ventilator in a span of 4.5 months with approvals, and the product is out in the market. We also received the Marico Innovation Award for the same product. But I would request all participants, all molders, to look outside your comfort zone. Look at forecasting what are the future needs which are going to, pandemic is here to stay. And, we should start looking at what are the new opportunities, start focusing what kind of products would be required. I think one should just start ideating and innovating now. It's time we show the world that we can do products, and India for the world. So this was the period, the pandemic was a period where you'll all be surprised that we've not taken a single day off, including Saturday, Sunday, ever since the lockdown has started. And we've been working literally overtime. again, rising to the occasion related to pandemic as well as our usual projects. We're currently doing some defense projects. One of them is in rotational molding. The others are very high-end injection molded parts and things like that. Our carbine is just getting launched, so we're doing our firing test and things like that. But you know what? As a design company, we've taken onus of creating, and I'm pretty sure in the next 3 months, or let's say 2.5 to 3 months, we should create a disruptive, we should launch a disruptive product, which is the world's most smallest and the compact ventilator. So imagine you have your visiting cards, that transparent plastic box. That is the size of ventilator which we are working on. And we've actually studied the prior art. We found a document of 1965, which was filed by the US Army. And they created a ventilator which was not successful. So we questioned ourselves saying that, can this not be done? And we last 7 months, we've been working at it. I think our results are fairly on track now. And we will have the most sophisticated 100% no moving parts, a fully mechanical ventilator which fits in your pocket and which will cost under 500 rupees. Unfortunately, this is going to be full injection molded disposable unit, but we are keeping our fingers crossed. Literally day and night we've been working at this. Yeah, and I still would say the same thing. Treat design as an investment and not as an expense. I think there's tremendous future for everyone to survive and succeed. Thank you and all the best to all of you.
Satish, if I may, this is a great thought that you have given to everyone, and I am very happy to hear that you have been working flat out every single day. The innovation that you talk about is truly transformational. I will have a chat with you.
Sure.
I'll chat with you separately on the subject, as Nilay, my elder son, he is at Imperial and he has been involved quite a lot in this particular aspect. So I'll talk to you about it. Thanks.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Satishji, for the very short and sweet presentation and a good message for the all roto molding industries and all the industrial speakers. Now, I request Mr. Gary Lettigan from Roto Solutions, South Africa, to give the presentation. Mr. Gary is the founder, owner of the Roto Solution, and he's involved in last 35 years in the roto molding industries. 10 years he was a consultant to the hundreds of roto molders globally. Roto Solution is a proud member of ROMA. He is associated with a lot of association of rotos in molding, and especially in the ROMA. He's from the inception of the ROMA, he's involved, and each and every program, almost I think last 19 webinar, not a single webinar he's missed. And he was always present, whether the timings are not matching with Indian times or no. He just get up at early 6 o'clock and used to present and giving the support to ROMA. I call Mr. Gary Lettigan, please. Mr. Gary?
Hello, Gary.
Is there, Manoj bhai?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, Gary. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, so somebody muted me while I was trying to unmute. Morning, guys. Great to be with you guys again. Always a pleasure to be part of anything ROMA does. It's been a wonderful journey. And I wish you all... Sorry, somebody's talking over me. I don't know who's talking over me. I don't know if you guys have. Anyway, firstly, I'd like to wish you all a happy new year, and hope we have an awesome 2021 and put the things of 2020 behind us. I'm going to be brief and short. I think we need to all just think different in the years to come. We need to think out of the box. We need to be creative. simple examples I'd like to give is look at what Satish is doing, what Satish is doing. I'm sorry. A new ventilator. There's opportunities always in bad times, always opportunities in bad times, and we don't need to make money out of people that are sick, but we need to make money out of people to help them. Another simple thing for rotor molders that directly influences rotor molders in the world, and especially in India, multiple layer tanks. I've been fighting multiple layer tanks for probably 20 years. I don't understand them. I agree 100% with Shandy Shah. A good, solid, single layer tank is the best. And the reason I'm bringing this up, it's now time where you need to reduce costs, reduce labor, and produce faster. A single layer tank is so much easier to control. If you have proper process control, and you have good equipment, you can produce single layer tanks extremely fast and extremely good quality all the time. With you having to reduce labor probably in factories for a long time, you might find you need a lot less labor. So it's a point that yeah, Shandu brought up. I was going to just touch on it, but he brought it up again, and it's, for me, something you should all be looking at. And as ROMA, I would like to say to you, as look at your tank standards. Include the single layer. Hello? Sorry, is somebody talking? Guys, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, Gary, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I keep getting somebody else talking in my ear. I don't know why. Okay, I hope you've heard everything I've said so far. I'm trying to get through quickly because we're told 3 to 4 minutes. I just feel we have to look at technologies that in the future. We have to look at process control. We must stop looking at all the negatives that we've seen about COVID and focus on the positives. As I said, there's always positives to come out of any catastrophe in the world. There's always something to be made. You've got to just look at, we've all seen Elon Musk, a fellow South African, although he doesn't see himself as a South African anymore, has made a huge leaps and bounds in money during COVID times. Now the richest man in the world. Maybe we won't be the richest man in the world, but we could become one of the best rotor molders in India. So I would like to just conclude by saying, guys, stay positive, think out of the box, come up with new ideas. Indian tank standards, consider the single layer tank. You can reduce costs, produce better quality, and go molding. Everything of the best to all of you for the 2021, and I hope to be able to travel and meet with you all soon. Thank you very much.
Gary, may I just add, with Mr. Shetty's permission, that every book that I have read and every person that I have talked to, whether in South Africa, America, UK, Europe, Australia, even India, every one of them confirmed to me time and time again, the single layer is the best solution, provided, of course, the material is right, the processing is right. So I feel very, very strongly on this subject that this misleading that is taking place in many parts, that, you know, the more layers you have, the better the tank. In fact, I am told that in India, when they talk in terms of 6 and 7 layers, they raise the prices. So you're giving a problematic tank, or at least I think so, from whatever I've learned, and you are charging them a lot more. So value, quality, these issues are not going to go away. And I believe that there is sufficient knowledge, sufficient talent, sufficient academic support within the organizations that you can have this reinforced, that the layer, there is no need for a second layer or
Yeah.
more. Thank you.
Shandu, I agree 100% with you. I've been fighting this for 20 years. I was a pioneer in single layer compound tanks, as you know, from 25 years ago. I've been fighting it in the Middle East. I've fought it in India. But everybody says it's too much effort to fight it. And so if it starts at the top with an association like ROMA promoting it, it could change the industry immediately. There is no tank that can be produced faster, simpler, at a lower cost than a single good compound tank. Okay, then these multiple tanks. There's one or two places in the world where you need more than one layer. And that might be for structure below ground, or above ground for thermal installation. But 99% of the time, we have a solution for everything with a single layer tank. Anyway, I think I've used up my 4 minutes. I wish you all good luck, and I'd love to speak to anybody who's interested in a single layer tank. Thanks.
I just agree with all that you say. The production is optimized, the quality is optimized, all the benefits are there. So I am really urging the leaders of ROMA to kindly look into this. Thank you.
And I'm available.
Shetty, just to add quickly on Gary and Chandubhai's the right opinions. I think we should have one session of webinar only on the tank, and let's all the leaders and all the stakeholders be here, and let's discuss in detail, and let's follow the precedents. Thank you.
I'd love to. That's an excellent suggestion, and I'm available anytime to ROMA if we want to look into single tanks. Thanks.
Mukesh bhai, we are working on that, and very soon we will be coming with this idea. Already.
No, what Chandubhai told, Manoj bhai, what Chandubhai told 6 and 7 layers, I agree fully. That is utter stupidity on our part as molders, and to just come align and let's have a good quality roto molding tank rather than fizzle out in time to come.
Agree. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Gary. It's a good suggestion. Mukesh bhai and Chandus bhai has given the good suggestion that we should have the single layer tank conference and webinar and discussion, and definitely it will be useful for all the roto molders in India and worldwide, because presently we are going for the 3-layer, 4-layer and 5-layer tanks unnecessary when it is not required. Why to go and increase the cost of the tanks? So definitely we'll discuss technical discussion on this topic, and we'll require Mr. Gary help for this thing. Maybe in coming time we'll conduct a full deck seminar on this thing. Thank you, Mr. Gary, for your suggestions and your presentation. Now I request Mr. Vishal Agrawal. He's our ROMA chairman, and he's the managing director and CEO of Archie Plasto Tanks. He's from Nagpur. This is one of the leading brand in India for the Plasto tank. So I request Mr. Vishal Agrawal to come and give your views for the upcoming year 2021. Mr. Vishal Agrawal.
Yeah, thank you, Sethi ji. Am I audible properly?
Yeah,
am I audible?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So I think Mr. Gary was talking about me only. 6-layer tanks. We are the culprits to promote 6-layer. But anyhow, that is in blow molding, not in roto molding. But definitely in India, there's a perception that higher the number of layers, better the tank is. So even I was of the opinion what Gary said, that single layer should be promoted. I tried it also, but in India it's very difficult to change the perception. So I accepted my defeat, and I also ran for the race of number of layers. Though I tell all my dealers, customers that layers have no significance. Even we have introduced 6-layer in blow molding, so we were giving 4-layer. The same rate we offered 6-layer. We did not increase the price, but to fulfill the market expectations, we have to do it. So I don't know why, but that is a perception prevailing in India, and we have to go with that. So going with the current scenario, I'm happy that organized big players like Kisan, Prince, Ashirwad, Estel and Hinware, they all have launched rotomolding tanks, or they are going to launch very soon. And they are searching for the manufacturers who can manufacture rotomolding tanks for them in their own brand name. So it's a good opportunity for small tank manufacturer, rotomolding manufacturers to join hand with these big players. I'm getting a lot of inquiries from my relatives or friends that they have offers from these big players to make tanks for them. So I think it's a good opportunity for small players. And by coming these big players in rotomolding market, I expect that quality will definitely improve in the market. One more good news is that Estel has acquired Sarita tank at a price of 51 crores. So that's a good sign for the rotomolding industry and tank industry as a whole, that such a good price for a tank company has started, and now people have realized that tank is a growing market in India. I also get the feedback that machine manufacturers are getting lots of orders, and they don't have time, even they are booked for 8 months. So one of the best time for machine manufacturers, rotomolding machine manufacturers. As far as we are concerned, we are also doing exceptionally well. Our sales are 50% higher compared to last year. So we are running at 150% capacity of last year. And we are expanding our rotomolding business. We are doubling our capacity. So within 2 months, we'll have our capacity doubled. And it will cross it will be between 2.5 to 3 crore liters per month. And we are very hopeful that we will be able to sell that quantity also. So that's all the update what I have from manufacturer's point of view. I would like to hear from other leaders also what's their opinion on this. And if anybody has some question, they are free to ask me something.
Vishal Bhai, I'd like to add over here that you've done a fantastic giving back to the society with your charitable nature. And that's what we all have to learn from you, how to give back to the society.
Thank you, Mukesh.
Vishal, my congratulations. You've done extremely well in these difficult times. And I am also glad that you made the effort to try and convince. It may take additional efforts, but hopefully the association will come with some additional support in trying to educate the public at large in India about the fallacy of multi-layers.
One thing, Chandubai, I would like to add that if we go for single layer tank, then India market is a big reprocess market. So
Yes.
if single layer is promoted, then tanks will be much cheaper than what they are at present, and ultimately it will be a loss to the customer. They will get much inferior quality. So that is, we try to make the process difficult so that the reprocessed material and inferior quality material is not used.
Yeah, I think You see, when it is a single layer, it'll be very difficult, and it'll come out quite easily that whether it is virgin, whether it is not virgin, and so on, right? And if the industry at large takes it on, then it becomes easy because you are not the only one. There are lots and lots of manufacturers in India who have experienced the same problem because of this idea that seems to have the perception that seems to have gathered strength that yes, more layers there are, the stronger it is, whereas it is actually the exact opposite, right?
Yeah.
So you've done
Shandu,
well,
can I just,
and I'm
sorry,
very
Shandu.
happy.
Yeah, Shandu, I think this is such a big topic. We can't carry on with it yet. We'll interrupt all the other speakers. Let's get together after this somewhere along the line and address it. But there are lots of other speakers that need to speak, so I think we need to move off this topic. Sorry, thanks.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you, Vishalji, for the giving a good presentation. And your presentation will motivate the people, because you have shown that during the COVID-19 also you have done the growth. Definitely it will be the positive moment to the industry, and people will understand and think that there is definitely a growth and opportunity for the automotive industry in India. And as far as this single layer tank is concerned, and Chandubai has told that we should have some university, so we will require your support to take the active part in the ROMA activity, and we should work on for some university and something that will definitely help to the automotive industry. So being a chairman, you should take the initiative, and yeah. So thanks a lot.
Shetty, we should move on. Let's have a different session on this. There are other speakers in line, and let's complete the agenda.
So thanks again, the Vishalji. Now I request Mr. Rajnish Gera from Syntex BAPL. He is the CEO of Syntex BAPL, one of the leading Syntex water tank manufacturing company in India. He's a dynamic person and he's operating the complete now the Syntex BAPL. I request Mr. Gera to come and give your views. Mr. Rajnish Gera.
Thank you, Citizen. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Am I audible, Citizen?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Sir, a small request. Can you switch on your camera, please?
Yeah. Yeah. Is it okay now?
Perfect.
Okay. Very good afternoon and Happy New Year, friends. I thank ROMA leadership team who has created a platform for the leaders from the various industries, national, international, to connect and impart their ideas, knowledge among each other. I would like to put forward my thoughts on current situation, opportunity, and challenges. You all know that COVID-19 pandemic has jolted the overall economy globally, and it's commendable that we have come out successfully from the outbreak in the wake of good administration measures and development of vaccine, we are recovering back to normal. As India is moving ahead on health front as well as the economy, we are witnessing the V-shaped recovery in the economy, and many sectors have registered good growth in the quarter ending December. Particularly in plastic industry, fastest recovery has been seen in this last quarter. COVID-19 has significantly changed inside of variety of the industry and has led us to introspectively. Some background noise is coming. May I request the participant to mute yourself? Amidst the pandemic, several of us have undergone great transformations. Focus and mindset of the consumer has totally changed. The focus has shifted to health and hygiene. Re-rating has taken place for many businesses. Demand has been shifting from the unorganized sector to the organized one, giving the upper hand to the organized sectors player to come up with innovative products and grow faster. The plastic industry and the building material industry have a great scope of growth as Government of India is planning to increase spend on infrastructure development, and plastic industry particular is expected to grow at 10 to 12% CAGR from 21 to 24, and alone water storage tank market is expected to touch 9,000 crore in 2022. Auto sector is also giving good sign of recovery and sustainable growth, which will enable all the industries to grow, and especially the plastic part manufacturers. Overall, good growth is anticipated in the coming years, pertaining to the fact that we come up with products suited to the new lifestyle that has emerged after COVID. India stands third in polymer consumption globally after China and US. Despite the slowdown in the economy, the polymer industry in India is believed to be finally on track. Companies in the roto molding market are diversifying their production activity in sewage treatment, medical and hygiene, traffic management application to keep the economies running. They are offering solution in 3D CAD, design and tooling project management to gain advantage over the other companies. The plastic processing industry has the potential to contribute in bringing foreign investments and thus India's scale of becoming a manufacturing hub. The positive policy support through initiatives such as Make in India and industry-specific incentives for the various manufacturing companies are also promoting the growth of various industries, subsequently driving the demand for plastic for efficient operations. Moreover, the increasing disposable income of the Indian population and improving consumer lifestyle is increasing the demand for retail and packaged food products and bottled beverages. The new area where the plastic industry can explore is the agriculture. The advent of plastic culture in India is expected to transform Indian agriculture and bringing the second green revolution of India. The use of plastics in agriculture lead to yield improvement, prevention of weed growth, soil conservation, and reduction in post-harvest losses. This definitely will turn into increasing demand of plastic material for storing agriculture goods. Moreover, the ease of use, reusability, better storage capacity, and ease of transportation make plastic multifunctional and beneficial for use in agriculture. As a result, the demand in plastics is expected to rise with the widespread of plastic culture trends. Now, in the growing demand of the plastic, there are challenges also which we have to face, and come as a industry, we have to focus how to address these challenges. Despite having good growth potential, the plastic processing industry faces many challenges in terms of environmental myths, lack of advanced technology, limited infrastructure, and high volatility in feedstock prices. Increased demand and post-COVID recovery for the industry also means an increase in waste, be it in PPE equipment, gloves, face masks. So the waste quantity has increased drastically. In addition to this, the restaurant sector has boosted demand for single-use plastic plates, cups, cutleries amid hygienic concern. So the current plastic industry has to address this bigger challenge of circularity and sustainability of the environment. The global plastic market is currently focusing on recycling of the plastic material to ensure the sustainability of the environment. A regulation with respect to the uses of certain packaging material and disposal of the same are growing across the world. Developed countries are leading the change with framing new regulation to the packaging industries. India also under Swachh Bharat mission is also contributing toward the sustainability measures. EPR is going mandatory in many states. Now, as an industry, we have to focus how the EPR can be implemented, how to avoid the duplicity both at the manufacturer level or as well as at user level. It is high time that we all should come up with a product giving sustainable environment solution. To overcome these significant challenges, a significant effort has to be made by all the stakeholders to realize the real potential of the industry. Now, for the road ahead, I'll say that despite the current pandemic situation, the Indian plastic industry has numerous opportunities considering the supply chain disruption in China and trade conflict among US, Europe, and China. Anti-pollution measure in China will also create opportunity for the Indian plastic industry in the specific segments. With the high hopes of growth, I would like to end my talk. Once again, a lot of best wishes for the Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Geraji. Wonderful presentation. Again, you give the motivated to the roto molding industry, the upcoming market for up to 2022. You said that 9,000 crore market will be there for the water tank. Definitely, it is a good figure for the whole roto molding industry. Thanks for your views and things. Now, I request our industry leader, Mr. Raju Desai. He is the chairman of Jyoti Group of companies. He is associated with the. He's the chairman of Jyoti Group. He's a director in Jyoti Plastic Works Private Limited, JPW Homeware Creation, Intercontinental Polymer Private Limited, and Polytot Technology. So he handling a lot of plastic industry. He's a well-known figure in our plastic industry. He is associated with the All India Plastic Manufacturing Association as a past president, and everyone knows he's a dynamic personality. Now we can hear from him for the overall plastic industries for the coming opportunity and challenges which we are going to face in coming 2021. I request Mr. Raju Desai to come and give your views.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, and I hope you can see and hear me clearly. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, so let me start. Let me start with wishing Happy New Year to all, and thank you, Sri LKG, Mukesh Bhai, and Sethi ji, the flag bearer of ROMA. I am witnessing ROMA, and I think since their inception, and it is very commendable that how one like-minded people from the same industry can come together and work in a interest of the industry, may it be machinery, raw material, product, application, government advocacy, and my compliments to ROMA team. I'll just give my views on COVID and post-COVID scenario. I am optimistic like our Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi, who just made a statement that India's economy is recovering faster than expected. And I subscribe to that. Because I have been told to talk about post-COVID scenario, and I'll just talk about the general, my views on the general matters rather than specific to roto molding. This may be due to the record flow of FDI, since India is LCC, not low, but the lowest cost country. Combination of LCC where we can become a manufacturing hub for the world, and because of one of the largest home market, India is in a unique spot in poised to become the third largest economy in this decade. And I think we are walking towards 5 trillion economy, and I'm sure that most of our colleagues must be experiencing a surge in demand as far as the plastic processing sector is concerned. Vaccine have come, and hopefully we are seeing the end of the pandemic. A lot of organizations have had no choice but to focus on surviving immediate threats. The stakes are high, and decisions that leaders make will make or break organization in years to come. While leaders are trying to manage their way through the crisis, they need a way to link current moves and future outcomes. In this pandemic, important became urgent. For example, like health and hygiene became important, and certain important things become urgent. Say like adoption of digital technology. It was always important, but because of this pandemic, it has become urgent. Lockdown was our opportunity to significantly accelerate the adoption of digital technology. The importance of becoming more digital was already obvious pre-COVID, but we had to accelerate because of this. The pandemic reinforces how we are interconnected and responsible for one another in ways beyond that we might have envisaged. This may include where it's employees, customers, suppliers, or communities. Many companies have spent their time in re-engineering, learning, and expansion, and they are reaping the benefit of that. What is the way forward in such situation? How can we formulate strategy in the face of uncertainty? And I think it is too early to believe that this kind of situation is first and last. This is going to come very often, and we should be ready for that. The current pandemic has made clear needs and assumptions can change quickly and unexpectedly. Preparing for the future demands constant reappraisal is required, and one need to have the leaders like us who are industry leaders, business leaders need to have strategic foresight, which is the capacity to sense, shape, and adapt to what happens. Researchers have come out with a new vocabulary like VUCA and tuna, which Nidhi was mentioning: volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. And tuna is the turbulent, uncertain, novel, and ambiguous. Based on these symptoms, leaders need to develop strategic foresight. Strategic foresight doesn't help us figure out what to think about the future. It helps us figure out how to think about the future, which is very, very important. Strategic foresight also enables us to identify opportunities and amplifies our ability to seize them. Organizations don't just prepare for the future, they make the future. Moments of uncertainty hold greater entrepreneurial potential, and many of the cases we are hearing, and in this presentation we have heard that it has provided immense opportunity to plastic industry, packaging industry, and so on. We learn to deploy a business continuity plan to manage the survival phase, the restart, and how to fast track our recovery. I think we need to become a more agile organization and steer it efficiently in interest of our stakeholders. I think this is from me and this is what I believe. So I thought of sharing it with you. Thank you very much for inviting me and allowing me. Jai Hind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raju Desai. Very good views you have presented, overall view for the whole plastic industries, and definitely it is helpful for our roto molding industry, and we request that EPMA should support for all our activities which we want to do, and we thanks that all as and when we have called EPMA management give blessing to us. Thanks for your presentation, Mr. Raju Desai.
LKG is a pillar of EPMA, so you do not have to ask for support. You are part of us.
Yeah, we will give thanks to the LK Singh Sahab, so who is connected with the EPMA and doing the thing. So definitely thanks to the LK Singh Sahab and Raju Desai ji, the complete EPMA team for giving support to us. And definitely we will work together and do a lot of other activities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I request Mr. Jinu Joseph, our friend and Mr. Editor-in-Chief and Group Director of Modern Plastic. He is the well-known figure in plastic industry. Each and everyone knows him as a Modern Plastic machine. It's from the 1995. They are from the plastic industry, and it is one of the well-known machine. Now, recently he has been appointed as a chief editor for the complete global marketing. So again, I'm giving the congratulations on behalf of ROMA team, and I request Mr. Jinu Joseph to give his views on this occasion. Mr. Jinu Joseph.
I think everybody, I am audible?
Yes, audible, yeah. Continue.
Thank you for your congratulations and all best wishes. Industry leaders on this platform, I thank everyone for your support and wishing you all a happy, healthy, and successful 2021. As most of the leaders spoke about the current industry and current situation, I don't get into details of what everybody spoke. But one point I just want to talk about is roto molding industry expected to grow 6% by 2030. This was the report last week I got from Modern Plastic Global Network. I will speak about what all new things we brought for industry to grow instead of introduction and talking about the industry. As you all are leaders of the industry and everybody spoke about it. I appointed us Modern Plastic Global Network on 5th of January, which is having a connection in 29 countries and operating from Germany, Ireland, US, and we are now part of Modern Plastic Global Network. The benefit what we all are going to get is we can promote content, news, maybe banners or on the global platform in these 29 countries. During the lockdown, Modern Plastics India portal has came out with a new feature where you can listen to the news. This is the first of its kind in global market. First plastics and polymer portal to be audible for the industry. Other than this, we also launched a Modern Plastics digital directory called modernplasticdirectory.com, which is where you can register yourself, edit and upload pictures and other stuff. We also launched modernplasticjobs.com, where employers and employees can search for their own. Employees can search jobs, and employers can search employees free of cost totally. Our social media team is powered with creating a lot of contents and videos. If you need any support for the global market, do let us know. Last week, we have announced 3 special coffee books where you can feature yourself. One is Modern Plastics Top 100 Companies and Packaging Planet Top 100 Companies in Packaging Industry, and Top 50 Sustainable Companies. These are the coffee book we are going to launch. Also, I had a discussion with the ROMA President and President, Secretary, and the core members about bringing a special supplement on roto molding industry called ROMA Vision Supplement or roto molding. We have announced, and last 1 year, what I observed from ROMA is ROMA has substantial growth and like-minded people working together to expand the roto molding industry. Thank you so much for this opportunity. As Mr. Sethi told me, you have only 3 minutes, so I said, okay, I will reduce everything to be what we are doing, and wish you all the success for roto molding industry to grow big. Opportunities are big globally, not only in India, not only in Africa, South America, everywhere. The opportunity is much bigger than what we think. We will come out with some report soon for roto molding industry. We wish you all the best for 2021. Have a wonderful time.
Thank you, Mr. Jinu Joseph, for good presentation. What are the latest global marketing things for the plastic industry, where people can utilize your platform for promoting their products. And as you said that you are going to give present the ROMA special theme, definitely we thank for that one. So you can cover our complete event today and put in that one, and other articles also we can give. So you can put in the special bulletin in your things, and definitely we will work together in future and do the other activities. Thanks, Mr. Jinu Joseph. Yeah. Now I request our FGC board director and director of Cosmo Fiberglass Limited, a dynamic industrialist and young man who is going to give the presentation, Mr. Rohit Rungta. He is the market leader in the automotive sector in India. I request Mr. Rohit Rungta to come and give his view for the roto molding industries in coming years. Mr. Rohit Rungta.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sethi ji. Am I audible
Rohit ji,
and
are you
visible?
there?
Yeah, I am there. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes. You are audible and visible here. Yes, yes, yes.
Fine.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah.
So, hi everyone. Wishing all of you a very happy and a prosperous New Year 2021. And I wish the family and business disruptions which we all had suffered and undergone in the year 2020 because of lockdown, corona pandemic, and ongoing farmers' agitation, all these setbacks gets converted into a strong comeback for the industry in the year 2021. Yes, we all know 2020 was a bit challenging for all of us. But I, as an employer and a businessman, see as a big assessment for all of us to judge our own financial position and strongness. See, adversity is not a new concept, and time and again, we have been faced with different crisis situations, be it from a widespread epidemic or natural disasters or any other calamities. As entrepreneurs, we should be ready to face all these challenges that come our way with determination, high spirits, and innovation. And such kind of challenges actually become the guiding force and taught us how to manage our cash flows and cater our businesses in such worst scenarios. It's a learning curve for all of us. It's always encouraging to listen to learned speakers, as I have been listening for the last 1 hour. We always get quite a bit good knowledge about different subjects, about different plastic industry experts. But I, as a businessman, would like to speak on what should be our strategy and what should be our focus post-COVID, because that becomes a very important for us as a manufacturing sector. The foremost important thing is integrating design and concepts. The spread of COVID-19 has essentially altered the demand-supply dynamics of the many industries. We all should accept that. And the only way to get through is that would be carefully pivot our business models as per the change industry dynamics. Second important thing is how we can manage our funding and investments. So a sustainable business approach needs to be followed, wherein we all the resources, particularly monetary resources, funds, this needs to be used consciously. Managing cash flows and conserving resources for the few months post resumption of normal operations shall be the key to the sustainability. We have to go for a deeper analysis of fixed versus variable cost elements within the overall cost structure and carry out a better financial management in the coming months. Definitely, patience in raising the investments post-crisis is required. We also have to maintain the proper channel of communications during the crisis. Now, during these times, it is essential that the channel of communication is effectively and efficiently maintained. Being open and available to the concern all stakeholders, including customers and investors, becomes extremely important to maintain their association for the business. Just like we have the financial reserves that benefit the functioning of the business, a well-tied communication network also proves to be a supporting block when it comes to lifting the business back up from a relative slowdown. Yes, while the world pins its hope on COVID-19 vaccination, many countries, including India, have already started exploring the next frontiers of their economic recovery and national development. When we talk of India, India has already launched Atmanirbhar initiative to make in India. And despite the lockdowns and depressed spirits, many states in India have already announced the ambitious plans to become favored destinations for the global startups. Many programs have already been initiated, and I'm sure that 2021 can be very encouraging for all such industry manufacturers. But as the saying goes, if you don't know where you are, no map can help you out. Let me tell you, we must ensure that during onboarding, each one of us goes through a baseline maturity assessment. Here you are, this is the pointer towards its overall health, along with the relative strengths in the areas such as finance, your team management, as well as your product lines. So this will become the basis of all the successful businesses and ventures and business goals and milestones. Since we have a time constraint and there are many other speakers, so at the end, I would only like to speak that by keeping ourselves enthusiastic through this space and remodeling our ways to operations according to the market situations, we can definitely emerge out victorious for sure. Thank you very much, Roma team. I'm sure all the Roma members, Roto Molding fraternity, have been witnessing a series of webinars since last 1 year, which we have been carrying out for all the members. And these all webinars have been a very knowledgeable and keeping motivating to all the Roma members to keep up our high spirits for the near future. Thank you so much. My all the good wishes for all the industry leaders, for the Roma team, and wish all the success to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit ji, for giving the very motivative direction to the all roto molders. And as you told that one, they should remold themselves for the coming years for the growth of roto molding industry. Definitely, it is a useful thing for all the roto molders. Thanks for your presentation. Now, I request Mr. Vijay Joshi from Matrix Polymers, India, to come and give the presentation. Mr. Vijay Joshi is a regional head of Matrix Polymers UK. He's heading the complete India as well as the Middle East, and he's a very dynamic person. In last 1.5 years, he's handling complete marketing and things in India. So I request Mr. Vijay Joshi to give your presentation. Mr. Vijay Joshi.
Thank you, Mr. Sethi. Thank you, Roma Governing Council, members of the Roto Molding fraternity. Thank you all for having me at this one-of-a-kind event, where we are to deliberate and discuss on various opportunities and challenges that the roto molding industry faces post-COVID in 2021 and beyond. Now, I do not profess to be an expert, and I'm certainly not an astrologer to predict what the future will be like. But I shall try and make a few quick points from observation, experience, and a bit of common sense. Things that we as members of the roto molding fraternity should be thinking about. And since I represent Matrix Polymers, a company which is arguably one of the best and possibly the biggest manufacturer of polymers exclusively for the roto molding industry, I shall give you a glimpse of what we are doing. Now, there is a lot we have learned from the year 2020. 3 quick lessons. As long as there is business, there will always be an element of uncertainty and the surety of disruption. Lesson number 2, in every adversity lies an opportunity. If you have doubts, you should know how car manufacturing companies were manufacturing ventilators and face masks during COVID-19. And number 3, most importantly, if you know how to survive in the worst of situations, you are sure to excel in the best of times. Did I just say best of times? Let us for a moment leave the tragedy of COVID-19 behind us and take a look at the future that lies ahead. What will manufacturing's new normal be post-COVID-19? Now, every manufacturer is now experiencing disruptions across their supply chain. Spare parts, raw material supplies, you name it. This is the new normal. Manufacturing will be severely challenged, and we are already witnessing the first signs from the crisis in South Asia. Supply chains are experiencing an unprecedented level of shock. Companies that invest in making their supply chains dramatically more resilient by using a wider base of global suppliers will gain a significant strategic advantage. So companies like Matrix Polymers that has multi-locational manufacturing are perfectly positioned to supply you material in whichever part of the world you may be in. How does the evolution of new materials for rotomolding look like? Today, global suppliers of raw material are doing extensive research to develop newer and newer materials that can be rotomolded. Martin Coles, managing director at Matrix Polymers, often says, I see the development of new raw materials as one of the biggest challenges our industry faces. Not enough has been done to overcome the hurdles to using materials other than polyethylene. Of course, cost is an element. As an industry, we need to get out of the mindset that any other material than PE will have to be at a lower cost. This is not just the case. We need to think about the extra performance benefits. That is what the future is going to be all about. Matrix Polymers invests very heavily on R&D to create new material offerings for rotomolders. We have a distinct bias for research and development, innovation, and the future. Recently, we have developed a new 10 MFI hexene grade, specially created for specific applications that have intricate designs and call for superior finish and the right balance of impact properties and density. Did I spill the beans? Well, that's as much as I can share with you at this point in time. We have in fact developed a slew of new polymer grades that will be launched in India in 2021-22. Even biopolymers for rotomolding are at a high stage of development. So just a few quick points to infuse a sense of positivity for India before I conclude. By 2026, India will be amongst the top 3 manufacturing countries in the world. By 2026, India will become the 3rd largest automotive market. With a clear 30 to 35% cost advantage, more and more manufacturing is going to shift to developed countries like India. The electric vehicles market is poised to become a rupees 50,000 crore opportunity. And when you talk about EVs, you talk about plastic. You're already hearing about affordable shelter and homes made of plastic. Yesterday, I read an article on a road built out of plastics in India. It's very clear. The world of tomorrow will consume more of plastic, not less. Now, how much of that opportunity the rotomolding industry is willing to take is the big question that begs an answer. So to sum up and conclude, I will say, ladies and gentlemen, be it nations across the world, countries in different geopolitical environments, industries, businesses, or individuals, COVID and its impact has been felt and experienced by different people in different ways. Similarly, whether you are a rotomolder or a mold maker or a designer or the supplier of raw material. The fact is that we are all facing the same challenges and yet creating our own destiny. We are all in the same storm, but not in the same boat. How we respond and give shape to our future lies in our hands, with or without COVID. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay Joshi ji, for your presentation. Again, you have given the good hopes for the plastic industry. World of tomorrow will be the plastics and a lot of electric vehicles and the biopolymers. It's also developed by Matrix Polymer that will definitely help to the Indian roto molding industry. New grades will be also available for the custom molding product that will be also helpful for the roto molding industry. And you are projected by 2026, India will be the largest manufacturers of automotive parts. So definitely it's a big market for the Indian roto molders to come in, enter in this line. Thank you, Mr. Vijay Joshi, for your presentation. Now I request our Vice President, Mr. Sushil Sonagra from Kaveri Plasto Containers Private Limited. He is the leading manufacturer of water tank in Bangalore. It's a leading brand. So I request Mr. Sushil ji to come in the dais and give your views and presentation. Kaveri is a leading brand in Bangalore in water tank. Mr. Sushil ji.
Thank you, Rajesh ji. Very good afternoon and Happy New Year to everyone. The below are what I feel in my personal view. Roto molding industry, I personally feel the scale and size of roto molding will increase in various aspects in India. In India, as you all know, water tank has always been on the highest ratio. Now we are seeing people are now diversifying into non-water tanks. India is also having industries who are not in water tank segment but are doing extremely well in volumes. Coming to the opportunities and the challenges, COVID period has given us time to rethink on our working. It has also helped us to think on the structure and how we have to work more efficiently with less resources. To list a few, one of the major impact in is the manpower. Presently, organizations are still feeling the pinch and the required manpower is still not fulfilled. Similarly, in other aspects also, the working has affected due to unavailability of fresh technical graduates. I personally feel we have to upgrade ourselves with new technologies in terms of the machinery and the processing. Companies must have worked on this and also implemented on reducing the in-house and in-process losses happening at various stages. And in case if they are not started working on this subject, they should start right away. Artificial intelligence is taking over in various aspects and people are working on a much larger scale. In our industry, we need to see how the artificial intelligence can be useful and how the machine manufacturers take this and include in their machineries, which will help the molders, product manufacturers work better and efficiently. We as molders have to make good products and see to it that our customers are satisfied. In recent decade, we have seen a good technology is facing issues due to wrongly adapting the working and the product failures. Roto molding industry needs good polymer graduates, but we have a huge shortfall in that. Roto molding industry also needs good polymer grades for specific products, which are hardly available in regional markets and Indian market rather. Organization's backbone is the team, people working. So trust your team and the people. Wish you all the best. Stay safe and take care. Thank you. Industry.
Thank you, Sushil for your views. And now I request Mr. Dhanu Patel from the Red Technique. It is a leading roto molding industry in India and the well-known name in roto molding industry in India. I request Mr. Dhanu Patel to give your views on this topic. Mr. Dhanu Patel.
Hi everybody. I think we're all running late, so I'll cut it really short and sweet. The topic has been opportunity and challenges in rotational molding. I think whenever there is an opportunity, there is a challenge in itself. There is no opportunity without a challenge, and there is no success unless there is a challenge. And if you look at last year's performance of everybody, I think they have all excelled in the most adverse conditions. Everybody thought 2020 was a write-off year, but I think everybody has come out with at least 1.5 times the production or even double in some cases. So we are a resilient people, we are technocrats, and we will always survive for the better. In three simple words, what I would think is reinvent, rethink, and relay what you have done. Reinvent is a typical example of what Chandru, Vishal, Gary have been arguing and discussing, though they are all on the same page. Rethink is it worth doing? Is it not worth doing? If you look at historically, we have always been single or double layers. Now we are in triple, now 6, but it doesn't matter as long as the market demands and is satisfied, that's what you do. Relay is important. If you educate everybody, things will be different. If you educate people, they will definitely come up with the right solutions and the right acceptance. I think what we are looking for today is more leaders in the industry. Like you have said, leaders' voice is there to inspire. I think what we are looking not for really good managers, but leaders. If I have to differentiate between a good manager and a good leader, what it would be is, let's look at quality, time, and money. These three very critical parameters for us in the industry, for everybody in every industry, for any entrepreneur. Quality has to be the best. It has to be in the shortest time, and it must give you money to carry on working and to carry on sharing. Where does people come into this? People comes under the leadership. Managers are the ones who control quality, time, and money. Leaders are the ones who inspire quality, time, and money. With that, I would say all the best for 2021 and thank you for this opportunity. Good luck. Hello.
Yeah, sir. Strategy?
Was I completely inaudible? Was I completely invisible?
No, sir, you are audible and visible both.
Because there was no response, maybe I was too fast.
I think strategy is another call. That's why he didn't reply.
Okay,
but,
no problem, Manoj, you can take over. But thanks a lot for this opportunity. I really think we're all running very late. Instead of 1:30, we have almost touched 2 o'clock. So I really cut it short and sweet.
Many thanks, sir. Many thanks. Strategy, over to you. Strategy? Are you here?
Yeah, thank you, Dhanu Patel for giving a short and sweet presentation. Yeah, thanks a lot. Now I request Mr. Srikant M. Diwan to give his views. Yeah, Mr. Srikant, he's the head of business development in India and icon in Indian vinyl industry. He is very expertise in the roto molding industries and he has worked with the Reliance Industries and Dr. Diwan has passed out from the ICT, UDCT from the institute. So very well known, knowledgeable person in the plastic field and well known personality in the plastic field. We will like to hear his views, Mr. Srikant Diwan.
Well, thank you very much for that kind introduction and very kind words, Rajesh ji. Frankly speaking, friends, when I was listening to the stalwarts and the industry leaders, I had jotted down a few points to talk, and as I was listening to the experts of the industry, I had to cut out all the points that I was planning to speak. And believe me, I'm left with only two sentences. One is wish you a very happy new year, and thank you very much. Nevertheless, as I have done some romance with the roto molding industry in my earlier assignment, I think I will be talking and the subject which is very close to my heart. So I will be talking a few words to you about it. Friends, talking specifically about the roto molding sector, I'm always reminded about the musk deer. The musk deer keeps on searching the source of the beautiful fragrance without knowing that the fragrance is actually with itself, the deer itself is carrying that particular fragrance. I may be exaggerating a little, but I feel that the Indian roto molding sector really hasn't understood the magnanimous potential it has, or probably we are not able to convey or communicate it to the people at large. Unfortunately, of late, I'm not directly associated or involved or in touch with the sector particularly. But whatever I have learned through reading or talking to the industrial colleagues, I understand that polyethylene, which comprises the major portion of the rotomolding sector, though there are various other polymers being used here, still polyethylene has got, the roto sector has got hardly 5 or maybe even less than 5% share of the total polyethylene which is being consumed. Siti Saab in his initial talk itself made it very, very clear that we started maybe with about 90% of the application sector being tank alone, and now we have grown and the tank sector share has come to less than maybe about 60 or 65%. But still, when we talk about the roto molding, it is still identified with the single application sector, which is tanks. And unlike that, in the global sector, if you see, there are various applications which include automobiles, containers, houseware, material handling, toys, even in the medical sector applications. If you talk about the Indian rotomolding, maybe we are what about 5 to 10% of the total global sector, and if I'm not mistaken, more than 15% of the rotomolders globally, if we see, are in India. So we have a big group of people who are involved in the rotomolding sector. There are a lot of developments taking place in the rotomolding sector, but still, unfortunately, is still being identified with the tanks. I do agree that government's focus on infrastructure development and water for all is a very important activity, and rotomolding tanks are playing a very vital role in the overall water management of the country. And definitely, we are very much proud that we are the pioneers here in this particular application sector. But is it right to be identified or connected with only one particular single application? As I said, there are a lot of developments which are taking place, which I have seen through the exhibitions, seminars, some maybe product catalogs. Maybe they are not coming fully on the canvas as yet. With so much of development taking place in the raw materials, additives, the machinery manufacturing, the mold making, designing, the energetic and enthusiastic entrepreneurs, we can certainly make things happen in this particular sector. We have all these stalwarts of the roto sector here. Friends, tell me, are we lacking in courage or risk-taking capacities? Are we lacking in facing the healthy competition? Are we lacking in intellect? Are we lacking in positive approach or positive attitude? Maybe we are lacking in the convincing power or the communication. The way we are talking to the industry members today. We should be talking to the people at large. Friends, in the recently concluded 7th International Communication Management Conference, Professor Jay Bernhardt, who is the Dean of Moody College of Communication at the University of Texas in Austin, in his keynote address, he mentioned that post-COVID, future is about creativity. And that's what I would like to congratulate Mr. Satish Gokhale, who mentioned about developing, maybe even in injection molding, but developing a ventilator of such a small size. If I quote Professor J, he had mentioned that our ability to think outside the box, and when you are talking about talking to the roto molding experts, I would like to take the liberty of saying that maybe we are talking outside the tank, is uniquely human and cannot be programmed into a robot. Humans will focus on what we still do better than artificial agents, artificial intelligence, and that is imagination, innovation, creativity. New industries will crop up around these issues. Friends, a few years back, maybe a few decades back probably, there was a very short and very imaginative advertisement of Tata Group, which used to have that slogan, "We also make steel." What an imagination, what a creativity. A perfect message which was being conveyed just through very, very few words. On similar lines, I would like to see the rotomolding sector saying that, yes, we also make tanks, or maybe we made tanks. I shall leave it to the industry sector leaders here to take the necessarily action in this regards. At personal level, I shall be more than happy to contribute to the growth of this industry in whichever small way I can. Talking about my company, that is Badlocker. At global level, Badlocker has additives for polyolefins as well, though in India, as of now, the focus is on PVC, but this focus also will widen with the expansion which is coming up in the Badlocker India factory, where the company has acquired additional 25 acres of land in Devas. Once again, thank you very much, friends, for giving me this opportunity to listen to the stalwarts of this industry. Wish you all a very, very happy new year and look forward to a very, very robust growth of the industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Srikanth. Wonderful presentation and very motivating presentation as you have shared about the different plastic industries views and the rotomolding growth and your wishes for the Roma. Thanks for that one. Now, I request our friend Mr. Rajendra P. Shukla. He is the Managing Director of M Plus India Limited, and he is also a FGC Board Director in Rotomolding Association. So he's a well-known leading company for making rotomolding machines and molds in India, and almost 34 years experience in this field, rotomolding. I request Shuklaji to come and give his views on this topic. Shuklaji, welcome.
Thank you, Sethi ji, and very happy New Year, happy and prosperous New Year to everybody, and stay safe. We are still not out of the virus, and in the March 2019, when sudden lockdown was actually declared, so we had no idea what will be the real position after 1 year, after 1 month, after 1 week. So everybody was in the panic. So we stayed with our family in the home for several months. That was some of the, you see, the experience which nobody was expecting before. And our factory in Noida was in the red zone. It took 2 months to 3 months to get the permission to start the factory. But once we started after 2 to 3 months, then from now we are working continuously with new normal. Means it's not like the old one. It's not the like initially we were working, means the people were working, sitting together and working. Now we have the different environment even inside the factory. So all the peoples are taking precautions, working, maintaining the distance, and this will continue. I think this will continue till this virus is not over. As our machines, we are equipped with, you see, the devices that we were able to give the services to our customer remotely. So during this period, that actually proved a boon for our customer, that even when we were unable to give service to the customer by sending our engineers, we were working remotely to give the service to our customer. In this period, this was the best time to develop the new things. So what we did, that we developed a new digital platform. Within this digital platform, see, our customers can get any type of the service they require. They can log into our web page and they can get questions answer session, and they can see what is the progress of their machines and how we are taking the trial of the machine. And this way, see, the traveling expenses which were actually before essential, now it is not essential. And now the problem was that initially, see, the people had, hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, you can continue. We can hear you.
I thought that it was disconnected. So with the new normal, you see, we are giving the service to our customers, and this was the best time to develop the new product also. We are in the process of, you see, expanding our facility, and very soon we will have some more equipment in our factory for automation of even, see, the product, the components which we are making on the manual machines, now all done on mostly on the CNC machine, because this is the need of the time. See, we don't have sufficient manpower. You see, the manpower is less, and so within the limited manpower, we have to achieve, you see, the output. So we are expanding our, you see, automation in our company, and hope that this will be able to give the better service to the industry, and hope that the roto molding industry will grow very fast in India. And you see the preferred supplier nation, India, in comparison to China, because you see, now I've seen that even a lot of countries, including the European countries, we see they are actually keeping away from China. So this is the best time for us to, you see, develop our business and boost our business, and hope that very soon, although we are proud that India is one of, you see, the best resource for roto molding needs in the world, and hope that in the future we will be in the #1 position, and we will lead the world in as a supplier for the equipment, mold, and even roto molded components to the world. Thank you very much.
Ji, I think you are here, Mohanji. You want to say something?
Yeah. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, Mohanji. Yeah.
Hi everyone. This is Mohit from Mplast again. Just wanted to add that this is a great opportunity for all of us. The entire world is looking for an alternate. Fortunately, the inroads of, let's say, China as a supplier in the rotational molding industry are not as prevalent as perhaps the other industries. But still, and also the fact that there is a world over, let's say, cash crunch. So it gives a great opportunity for us as Indian suppliers also to serve, let's say the European or the Western markets much more effectively, and they would be much more open to the idea of having Indian machines which are at par with world over machines, whichever they are being sold. So it gives us a great opportunity to prove our mettle. Of course, as a machine manufacturer, we always look for demanding customers, be it in India or abroad. It's only with the help of demanding customers that we are able to improve our machines. Improvements are something which is a day in and out scenario. It's not like something which one can get away with. So we always look for demanding customers, and this kind of a scenario is always helping us to look for what are the needs of the future. As rightly pointed out, we are entering, or we are very much in the new normal. So people have different requirements, and we're looking forward to serving them accordingly. Thank you.
Shuklaji and Mohitji for giving your presentation and your views. As you said that automation is the need of the hour, so one has to do the automation to cater the world requirement. And in coming years, no doubt, India will be the roto molding hub for the international and global market. Definitely, it's a good suggestion. So we should work forward on this suggestion. Now, again, I request now Mr. Sunil Raitata from Vinodra Engineer Private Limited to give his presentation. Mr. Sunilata is the Vinodra Engineers from the Jalna. He is a leading manufacturer of molding machine in India. I request Mr. Sunilji to give the presentation and their views.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sethi, can you hear me properly?
Yeah, you are audible. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. As time is short, I will directly come to the point. Today I have decided to focus only on one issue and one opportunity for roto molding industry in India. I will give you one example, and then actually I will put my point. Many of the time, because we are a machine manufacturer and mold manufacturer, we get direct inquiry from some US and European client that can you make this product? And normally our answer is that, okay, we are mold maker. We don't make the product. We definitely can give you a very good mold if you give us a product design. And then next answer come from them is, can you suggest some good roto molder who will able to give this product? Very difficult to give this answer because we have very few roto molders who are basically solution providers actually. Now, I have traveled China many times, and I have met at least 20 to 25 roto molders in China. I have visited their factory. Almost every factory has a direct European as well as US clients. There are many clients they are serving directly, and they are basically, I will say, they are not giving roto molded. They are not roto molders. They are basically solution providers actually. So what I see for rotational molding industry in India, that India should become a solution provider for the world market actually, for the world market. And really world market needs good solution provider. and what exactly a solution provider, a rotomolder, if they want to become a solution provider, what they should have. Because we have a short of time, so I will mention it very quickly that unless rotomolder has design capability, they will not able to become a solution provider. So either you should have, as a rotomolder, in-house design facility, or you should have a very good design partner with you, working directly with your customer. Then for become a giving a solution, you need to have a very good knowledge of raw materials basically. And if you don't have knowledge of raw material, then you should have a at least good raw material partner who will infuse the knowledge of raw material into your customer actually. eh. Then again comes that you should have, I will say that out of 20-25 Chinese rotomolder I visited, most of them had a in-house mold making facility, mold repairing facility. I think international solution provider must have either in-house mold making facility or a very good mold making partner actually, which will give them international support. Uh, Again, as a rotomolder, when you want to become a product supplier or a solution supplier, you need to invest in many of the post molding facility also. It's not that just rotomolding is not your business. We must focus on post molding facility also. And lastly, I will say that unless you have a global vision uh, of becoming a global rotational molded solution supplier, I don't think a value added jobs will come to India. We from last 30-40 years, our mindset has revolved around water tank. But from last 10 years, I am seeing that many of the rotational molding company have started developing very good products in India. But uh, we must take global market in consideration. I see next 5 years a great opportunity all over the world, but uh, we should look towards the global market and become a solution provider. I thank you all for giving me opportunity to talk. Uh, Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunilji, for giving the good presentation and views about the, as you said, that the solution providers should be there for the rotomolding industry, then they can grow fast. And all the rotomolder, they should have the in-house design facility and the mold making strategy and repairing facility, then the growth will be very fast. Definitely, it's a good point for all the molders to look forward in this direction. Thanks again, Mr. Sunilji. Now, I request our friend Mr. Kishore P. Sampath. He's from the polyethylene industry and he's a very active member of APMA. And I request Mr. Kishore Sampath to give the presentation. He's managing that. Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, welcome. Yeah. You're right. Welcome, Mr. Kishore Sampath. Yeah, you can talk.
Thank you very much. Respected Mr. Mukesh Ambani ji, President and the office-based team for having me here on this forum. I'm Kishore Sampath from Polyethylene Industries. I'm into blown film manufacturing and also the Senior Vice President of All India Plastic Manufacturers Association. my knowledge on roto molding is very limited, and to talk in front of the champions of roto molding is really a difficult thing for me. But however, I would just like to keep a few thoughts. I was listening to the other speakers in the forum, and I was very much impressed with the potential of this industry, with the government's focus on rural economy and more income with the rural people. And I'm sure that the roto molding industry has a long way to go. When I sit with my friend LK Singh ji, he's also the vice president, I learned that there are many technical developments happening on production side, and the industry has come a long way with trying to manufacture dump trunk bodies and aircraft ducts and such niche kind of products. Even I'm glad to learn that the high performance polymers are also being tested in roto molding. So it has got a very fascinating future. As we are running short of time, I just want to leave with two inputs from my side. As our Mr. Chandubai Shah, my earlier speaker, mentioned that there is a scope for new entrepreneurs and startups. I think a small reference material, papers or a help desk would be great idea, so that they can have a look into what are the prospects. And secondly, in my polybag industry also, we also have this recycled materials and fillers being added, making virgin products to be sold with difficulty. But however, the only input I would like to give is, at the end of the day, if a brand stands up and say, I only manufacture virgin quality tanks, and that brand reputation becomes a USP, and it will go a long way, because I've seen examples in my polybag industry. So it is, market perception is there, but there's always a space for a genuine product and a genuine company to manufacture. So these are the inputs from my side. And of course, roto molding has always been an interest for me, especially after today's event, because one of my friends from Surat, he was into this with me in Mumbai. He shifted to Surat and set up a roto molding unit. I'm talking about Roto Prime. And I just recently caught with him, and he said that he has set up a factory in Djibouti. So the prospects for the growth are great. And I also look forward, as Chandubai Shah said, to myself venture into roto molding. So thank you very much. Looking forward to work more from EPMA as well as from my side. So I am sure the roto molding industry and ROMA will contribute to the growth of the plastic industry in India. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Kishore Sampatji, for your presentation and your views for the roto molding industries and coming challenges and opportunity for the plastic industry. Definitely, we'll work together with EPMA and do a lot of activity in the future. Now I request our bankers, HDFC Bank, Mr. Roto D'Souza, is a Vice President and Branch Head of Mindspace HDFC. He's our ROMA bank bankers also, and very good friend of us. As we asked them to give some presentation, so definitely it will help for the industry. So how the bank can help for our industry growth for the coming years. So definitely we will hear from him. He's a very he's got almost 22 years experience in banking with HDFC Bank, specialization in assets and retail banking. He has done his MBA from ITM. Very learned person. So definitely all of us will be ready to listen him. I request Mr. Roto D'Souza to give his presentation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sethi. Very good afternoon to all the members who are there present. Honestly, it's an honor to see such a privileged lot, such a learned lot, and the association seems to be doing a phenomenal job, being a leader in as far as the number of members also that they have as an association. I think the primary thing that I observed in this entire 2 hours of discussion that has been going on is the passion in which each one of the leaders have spoken. And I think that is the primary success factor for any association. If there is passion, I'm sure you will reach great numbers. I think this COVID period has been a learning for all, even for us as bankers. We've had to reanalyze our strategies. We've had to relook at the way we've been functioning. Luckily for HDFC Bank, we've been a bank which has always been 2 steps ahead of the market at every turn, be it the digital front where we've been leaders and we continue to be leaders out there. I think that has given us a little bit of a step up amongst the competition. And that's how we've been able to deliver better services, better delivery of products to our customers. I think the primary factor where looking at the forum that we are addressing today is the question of what is happening on the lending front. I think on the lending front, being HDFC Bank, we have not stopped our lending during this entire 9 months. The government has been very supportive by way of giving the moratorium, which has been availed by quite a few people who have actually been in distress. But trust me, majority of the customers have not opted for the moratorium, which is a very good sign for the country as well. It shows that we have a very resilient industry. Various industry leaders have come forth, have been able to be innovative. I think innovation is the key that has happened during this entire COVID period. People have been able to find solutions using the same manufacturing units that they have, come out with products that are needed. And that's how, for the impact which COVID had on India, I think we've been able to come out phenomenally well. By way of HDFC Bank, I can assure you this. We have a large network, over 5,500 branches. We've got a 52% penetration in rural. I heard some of the leaders mentioning that rural penetration is the key. And trust me, HDFC Bank has learned it for the last 7-8 years, where we have increased the rural penetration and the business is there. The growth stories are there. That's how the bank has been growing also. And I'm sure your entire industry will prosper with a little bit more focus towards the rural sector. It has been doing phenomenally well, and the growth story now has obviously moved to the rural sector. So even if you guys are moving across to the rural business, we are there. We've got the reach, we've got the bandwidth, we have the products, we have the digital platforms available to make your transition, and we have the network and an entire foray of products available for each one of you. We would definitely, Mr. Sethi, look at some option of, probably associating with the association members and offering them something over and beyond what we can do within obviously the guidelines of the business. And let's see what best we can do. So anything that is there requiring by assets, I think asset growth is there to take off. The growth story is now going to be much more for India. A lot of you should look at opportunities which is there in export because the China market being a little bit of a distress situation right now, we are much better placed. The world is looking at India, and with such prominent leaders in the industry within your organization, I think we have great things to go ahead for. So any kind of request that you have by way of business loans, we have the entire gamut: packing credit, export credit. We also have your LCs, BGs, you name it, and we have it available. We love doing customization for products for associations. So if there's something that you require specifically as an association, which is unique to your industry, we are all yours. We would love to sit together, work across the table, find a solution, and provide it to you. So we are there as your banking partners. Please look at us, and for anything, we are always available. I will share my contacts with Mr. Sethi. He can probably share it with all of you all, and we will be available for you at any time. Thank you so much. I wish you all the very best for a wonderful 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roto Industries, giving the very good presentation and working as a business banking partner with us. Definitely, we're proud of you that HDFC Bank is one of the leading bank in India, and definitely you can give the support to our Roto Molding members so they can customize their requirement, and definitely we can work together for the future banking system. Thanks a lot for coming with the short notice period. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Bye.
There is I got one message from Mr. Punit Madan, President Polymer Business Reliance Industries Limited, that he's busy in some urgent meeting. So due to that, he's not able to come and attend our meeting, but he has sent his is extended the greetings and blessing to the team Roma and entire roto molding industry in India. So on behalf of him, I'm just reading the message. He has sent the message that he greets the complete to the blessing to the team Roma and entire roto molding industry in India. Definitely we are missing Punitji, but next time definitely we'll be working with you and you'll be present in our meeting. Thank you for your well wishes. Now I request Dr. E. Sundaram from Polymer Technologies. Is the past chairman of IPI and associated with lot of plastic industries. He was the past chairman of IPI. He has studied from the PMSU ICT, that is called the UDCT, and very rich and technical knowledge. He has worked with the Reliance industry and is a formerly product head at Polyethylene at PRC Industries. Mr. Dr. Sundaram is the brain behind formation and operation of the depth knowledge of roto molding sectors. And depth knowledge of roto molding is there. I request Dr. E. Sundaram to give the views on this subject. Dr. E. Sundaram.
Hi everybody, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi everybody. Thank you, Roma, for extending the invitations to me to address this forum. It is exciting and joyful, as somebody else said, to see the roto molding industry has opened up to a new world of products of vibrant colors and innovative design. In the new era of this rotational molding, I believe opportunities are still many. Untapped opportunities in replacing conventional products in the sectors like marine, farming, fishery, and many others. To encash these opportunities, we still have to overcome some challenges. I call more than challenges, some of the hurdles. Though some of these are purely process related or process constraints, many can be overcome by changing our thought process. I have 3 points to make. Though these have been discussed by many other leaders, still want to emphasize on this again. Number 1 is on the raw material. Future focus shall be on the raw material selection, especially on one pack system, that is the tailor-made powder components. Ready-made formulations for better mechanicals, long-lasting color stability, and for higher UV rating are the need of the future. It is desirable that we still have the self-sufficiency for these compounds. Second is on the requirement of the standards. We all know that market success of any product is on the customer acceptance. To make this happen, industry need to have a well-defined product specification in place in terms of national standards. We must ensure that national standards are in place in most of the products that we use, and they are updated or reviewed in line with the market and performance requirement. I personally feel that these are not to be based on our perceptions, but to be made based on the specifications. The last one what I want to emphasize on the skill center. For the growth of our industry, we must establish a skill center focusing on systematic and scientific approach for the mold designing, mold fabrication, and focus approach on energy efficient processing. Friends, I have the privilege of associated in this industry for more than few decades. I understand we have more than 2,000 rotor processes. Our industry will grow many times by upgrading this unorganized. I believe Roma has a major role to play to achieve this. Friends, on the behalf of IPI, I wish you a great success to Roma. Thank you once again. Back to Roma.
Dr. Sundarsan, for giving your views on this subject. Thanks a lot. On this occasion, now I request our FGC Board Director, Mr. Bhushan Khadke, and the Managing Director of Hita Roto Compounds to come and give his presentation.
हेलो, सुनाई दे रहा है आपको? हेलो?
या सर, या भूषण जी,
स्लाइड चेंज कीजिए ना सर.
Yeah, Mr. Bhushan Khadke, he has got 41 years of experience in Hita Roto and the form Hita Roto. Sorry. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Mr. Bhushan Khadke, have you joined?
Yes. Yeah.
अच्छा, भूषण खड़गे जी, अब हमारे सबका पब्लिक का रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप हिंदी में आपका व्यूज अगर हिंदी में देंगे तो सबको बहुत अच्छा लगेगा. तो आई रिक्वेस्ट आप अगर हिंदी में देंगे तो बहुत बढ़िया है.
ओके. नमस्कार सभी को और नए साल की शुभकामनाएं. कोविड का पीरियड हमारे लिए बहुत मजेदार रहा. कोविड में पहले 8 दिन तो यूनिट 31 मार्च तक तो बंद था, बट 1 अप्रैल से हमारा यूनिट कंटिन्यू में चालू है और फुल फ्लेज में, और काफी अच्छा डिमांड मिला है. इस पीरियड को हमने R&D के लिए भी काफी अच्छा यूज किया हुआ है. इसमें हमने बायोमास का जो बर्नर है वो इन हाउस डेवलप किया, और साथ ही में पाउडर में भी बहुत अच्छा क्वालिटी इंप्रूव किया, और फोम कंपाउंड में भी नए फोम के हमने वर्जन बनाया है, जिसमें अभी एक लॉन्चिंग में हमारा जो ग्रेड रहेगा हमारा HRC FCSB, जिसमें जो फोमिंग के टाइम में अंदर का लेयर का सरफेस जो प्लेन नहीं आता है, तो ये ग्रेड यूटिलाइज करने की वजह से अंदर का सरफेस एकदम प्रॉपर प्लेन आएगा, और साथ में जो इम्पैक्ट के जो क्रैकिंग के इश्यूज होते हैं वो भी उसमें हमने सॉल्व कर दिए हैं. और ये पीरियड में हमें बिजनेस काफी यानी 30% हमारे सेल लास्ट ईयर से इंक्रीज हो गए. तो हम हमारा जो प्रोडक्शन कैपेसिटी है उसको 1-2 गुना नहीं तो 7 टाइम्स हम लोग बढ़ा रहे हैं, और मे बी मार्च 21 से हमारा नया यूनिट चालू हो जाएगा. सो मे बी आज का जो हमारा एग्जिस्ट कैपेसिटी है 200 टन पर मंथ का, वो हमारा हो जाएगा 1500 टन पर मंथ का प्रोडक्शन कैपेसिटी हो जाएगा, जिससे जितनी आज के डेट में इंडिया में इतना रोटो मोल्डिंग इंडस्ट्री हो रहा है, तो सबके लिए इजीली पाउडर अवेलेबल होगा विद बेस्ट क्वालिटी, और साथ ही में फोम में 1 शॉट में सभी जो अलग अलग तरीके का पाउडर लगता है सबके लिए अवेलेबल होगा. और एक नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च कर रहे हैं जिसमें आज तक आप सब जानते हैं कि रोटो मोल्डिंग में मार्बल इफेक्ट्स का ट्रेंड आ रहा है, लेकिन थैंक यू एवरीवन एंड थैंक्स रोमा.
व्यूअर को बहुत अच्छा लगा इसको देख के कि सब समझ पाए कि आपने क्या आपका ड्यूरिंग द कोविड-19 क्या प्रॉब्लम था और क्या क्या नई चीज आ रही है, उसके लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Special now thanks to our before we conclude our this conference and webinar, I thanks our Mr. Ronnie Edwick, who has continuously last 3 hours is sitting in this conference, and he patiently is listening all our industry leaders. Thanks to Mr. Chandu Shah, thanks to Mr. Eric, and all the foreign and international attendee who is attending these things, and for the local attendee who is attending the thing. Before we start our question and answer session, I thanks all the people who has given the support to us, and I especially thanks the people who are doing the backing of the thing. I special thanks to Mr. Nitik Sethi, who is last 1 year he's giving the support for making all the presentations and things in last 1 year. So thank you for the Nitik also for giving support in the backing. Now I request Mr. Manoj Patra. He is our the backbone of our Roma. Is always
many thanks, sir. Sethi ji.
Present from the inception of the Roma. He's always there. You can say he's the ATM for our Roma. 24 hours is available if he's by data, and with all new things are there. So I request Mr. Manoj Patra that he can now start the question and answer for this. webinar. Over to Mr. Manoj Patya.
Many thanks to Seti. Yeah, Seti, many thanks to you.
Yeah.
First of
Yeah,
all,
thank you.
I am congratulating to all distinguished guest speakers and members of Roma for this successful webinar today. And we get to know about the industry and about market or about roto molding in depth today from our distinguished guests. Right now, we don't have any questions or recorded in my chat. If any question that have with any member, they can ask directly in open house.
Yeah, Manoj bhai, my question to the resin supplier or other compounders, a single layer tank with the UV stability and the sun going inside the tank, how safe are we with this single layer tank without black layer inside?
May I answer that?
Yeah, Gary.
Mukesh, if you compound any color correctly, you can get total opacity at between 2 to 2.5 millimeter wall thickness. So absolutely no problem if you compound correctly. Okay, we've been doing this for 25 years. And in Australia is probably, I've always said they have the best tank standard in the world. They only have single layer, and they do not have problems with algae and light transferring. So it's time for people to actually wake up and listen to us and start doing it properly. Okay, in my company, which I sold over 14 years ago, we were doing single layer compounded tanks, no problems. Okay, and we used to produce hundreds of tanks a day, or thousands of tanks in the field. So yes, if it's compounded properly, and there is a really special way to do it. It's not easy, but if you know how, it's easy to compound 100%. You can get total opacity at 2 to 2.5 millimeter, and the tank should not be less than 3.5 to 4 millimeter. So you have no problem.
Gary, it's black color or white or green or any color you're talking about, single layer tank?
Any color. Any color. I did it in the same problem occurs in the Middle East. Okay, they all say they need 3 minimum, and they go up to 5, 6 as well. But they need minimum 3. They say the white on the outside is to reflect the heat and look the same as their houses. Then they need foam, but before the foam they put a black layer to stop the sun. Okay, but the white layer can stop the sun dead in its tracks. You don't need the black layer. I've proven it in Saudi Arabia and a few places where we actually did tests. And we put them on the showroom floor, and we had bright, incredibly strong lights and sunlight to show people you can put your head in the tank, you can't see through a single layer white tank. Okay, any color, Mukesh.
My question is to the Indian powder supplier, Bhushan Bhai, Venkatji, or Vijay Hari, or whoever are the compounders. Are you all ready to take the challenge, and you think that you can supply this quality powder to the roto molders to shift from this multicolor to a single layer tank, as Gary has told?
I'll do it for you if nobody else wants to do it for you.
Anyway, we can move on. There's no answers available.
Yeah, nobody's answering. Yeah.
Mukesh bhai, can I say something? I'm Dr. Sundaresh.
Yes, sir.
See, when we are talking about the UV stability, now this kind of formulations is already existing in blow molding, especially for the application like stadium chairs. We have to use the right combination of UV stabilizers, UV absorbers, and UV quenchers. So, I mean, totality, yes, what you said is right. Black color is the most cheapest and most widely used UV stabilizer. But as Gary said, if you use a proper combination of additives, we can make it in any color. So I don't think it is a challenge. Yeah. I'm sorry.
My concern is opacity along with UV.
No, opacity is what I answered for you, Mukesh. Opacity.
Yeah, that's what.
If it's
I'm just trying to answer Sundarshan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got your point, Gary. But I want that confirmation from many of the compound suppliers in India whether they are ready to the challenge and supply us that as a trial basis, things like that.
I'm not a marketing person for other
Maybe
people,
if we
but
use a lot of TiO2 or something, we can have a opacity. Kind of organic filler also added into that.
I think Manoj Bhai is the right person to lead this, and we work with compounders where we can work on this formula.
Sir,
Mukesh,
actually,
I'm sure. Sorry,
yeah.
Mukesh, I'm sure there are any number of compounders and polarizers, the people who are providing you powders, who are capable of giving you the material in India. I think I'm surprised that they are not online today. Otherwise, I'm sure they would have given you the assurance. Thank you.
Mukesh, get people in their plants, okay? Sorry?
Yeah, Gary, continue.
Yeah, Manish, what I was saying is I've gone into, in India, most people have a simple extruder and a really cheap, simple pulverizer. And I've actually shown them how they can change those simple things and actually get total opacity. Okay, so it can be done in-house. It can be, so any material, in fact, Reliance should take on, I'd love to see Reliance do what we try to get right in South Africa. Just supply a black and a white. Okay, any other color that guys can get made up themselves, so they can add colors to the black and white, or to the white. But if Reliance could supply a white compound done properly and a black, you'd be promoting the industry unbelievably. Challenge to you, Manish.
Manish, to add to it, Borealis used to do that. They used to give beautiful black material at marginal rise in cost compared to normal virgin. Thanks.
I used to use their material in the beginning. I used to import tons of them.
I can supply on that one because a black is not a black. You need to choose the right carbon black to get the best properties of UV levels. But if you do so, there is not one single or additive that can outperform carbon black when it comes to UV stability. You can have 0 UV stabilizer in it, and with the right carbon black, you will have outperform any UV stabilizing systems in the world today. The same goes with the white. You can have a lot of different titanium dioxide. That's the chemistry behind it, but you have to select the correct titanium dioxide to have the best performance as well.
And they're not the cheapest ones.
No, definitely. If you choose the cheapest titanium dioxide, you will have
you will have a problem. Yeah.
Unexpected results, to put it like that.
Yeah.
All these years, we have been doing our own compounding and polarizing, both black and white, along the lines our friends are mentioning. We have never had opacity problem.
Mukesh bhai, our next presentation on 23rd January is on topic of masterbatch and additive by SCJ, and he is covering all these points. Opacity is covering, and filler use of filler is covering, UV masterbatch, antioxidant. All these points are covering by them. Even we are working with masterbatch and additive companies for enhancement of roto molding products. So you will find.
So you know what, Manoj?
Yeah, Mukesh.
Yeah, I would suggest that on that day, on the open forum, you can have 4 or 5 panelists who can address this issue of a single year, double year. But a good quality compound should be part of our schedule for 20 years. That will be more interesting along with SCJ. SCJ definitely are the leaders But along with that, there could be people like Bhushan or even Matrix or Venkit or whoever wants to be on the panel. Let them approach you and let's have a panel discussion of half an hour. What is the best way to have these materials available to Indian customers?
Yeah, agree. Any other questions or comment from anybody?
Have a great 2021.
Mukesh, I just wanted to let you know that Matrix already supplies black and white compounded powder in India. So I would be more than keen to hear from you as to what your specific requirement and grade is. Please feel free to get in touch with me.
Vijay, on the open forum, I'm telling you that not me, the entire rotomolding industry in India wants a single layer powder available of any color, which Gary told at 3 mm or something, and it should meet the opacity and no algae formation in the water storage tank. It's a very simple formula we require.
I would
Absolutely,
suggest, I suggest that the polymer suppliers, the polymer makers, Reliance and others, should really take this on, as Gary has suggested, because for them, the cost of addition of carbon black or titanium dioxide at that stage before granulation is so much less. Here we are adding additional processes. So Borealis had done it very well, and so there's no reason why the Indian companies cannot do. They would be doing a great deal of service. All these doubts and uncertainties will be removed because the quality will be assured by them, and the costs, processing costs will go down significantly. The output will rise significantly from the same machine, same people, same space. So everybody will benefit. So I would urge that the polymer makers take that into consideration. Thanks.
Just a point from doing it at the beginning is if it comes from the cracker material is normally either a fine powder or a flaky substance. So it's easier to actually compound than to actually try and use a pellet and compound properly. So yeah, after we get we used to order and get direct cracker material. I used to order 70 ton to 100 ton of cracker material, and I added all my additives, and it was much easier than doing it at the end with using a pellet. Much simpler.
I think there should be a materials committee which should, look into it with the experts, and let's make through ROMA the right initiative.
Mukesh, I've spoken to 3 or 4 people in Reliance about this before. So hopefully we'll get it right one day. Hopefully we'll get it right.
But I think it should happen. It should happen, Gary. It should happen. There's always a way out.
Yeah.
Yes, Setiji. I think it's time to.
Yeah, almost. This is the longest ever conference webinar people had for 3 hours, almost double the conference time, and everyone is patiently hearing the things. It's a very good things.
I think
now we can conclude and we can call Mr. Vipul Bhai Rathod from Simplex Industry. He's our FGC board director and a very active treasurer, who is always, you can say he's also ATM of our ROMA and always available 24 hours for his services. So I request he can conclude today's webinar. I request Vipul Bhai to come on the rise.
Thank you, Shetty. First of all, a very happy new year to all the Roto Molding friends and family members, honorable ROMA members and non-members, respected guest speakers and sponsors, and my dear ROMA FGC members. I, Vipul Rathod, Director at Simplex Plast and Director at ROMA. My company, Simplex Plast, we are into roto molding water tanks, custom molding, plastic mannequins, etc. I feel honored and privileged having an opportunity to offer vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. For first of all, I would like to thank you, all the senior and superiors, to showing trust in Roma. I'm extremely elated and announce the successfully closure of today's 20th webinar. We got overwhelming response and love across Roto fraternity, and we sincerely thank all Roma members for attending the series of webinars and getting knowledge, enhancement, and learning. We at Simplex Plast are very much eager to work with the industry for their products and services. Very soon, we'll be meeting again on 21st webinar, which is on 23rd of January by Mr. S.R. Debnath, SCG Master Batches. Many thanks. Once again, a very happy new year to 2021. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra. Thank you.
People, I'd like to add to the members who have not sent the form yet to you. Kindly please send your members form signed in, as if you want to avail the GST benefits, and it will help Roma to work easier.
Yes, sir. Thank you
those
so much
who
for
have
that.
not become members, please do become members. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Gary.
Everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, all the
Satish,
speakers.
thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Ronnie, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye, sir.
Thanks,
Ronnie,
guys.
bye.
Cheers. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Dhanubai, thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Dhanubai. Bye.
Bye all. Dhanubai, thank you.
Thank you very much, team. Wonderful.
Speakers for precious time for this today's talk. Thanks.
Shukla ji. Shukla ji.
Shukla ji is there.
Shukla ji is there. I think.
Thank you.
Dhanubai
Manoj ji, Vipul ji, Mukesh bhai, thanks lot for.
Thank you.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Till.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadi ji. Thank you, Vipul bhai.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.